and evidence is being destroyed before the judge's eyes. Is that normal? Why don't the judges raise a hue and cry about it? Why don't the appellate courts take up this case suo motu? So people don't start believing that when an ex-judge is concerned, the victim will never get justice. Ladies and gentlemen, what was the ex-judge carrying in her hand when she went down? Where is all the CCTV footage? Did the police collect it? Why did the ex-judge's son Samarth Singh escape after bringing the body of his wife to AIIMS? Is it true that the ex-judge's son's medical examination was not conducted? The police station is right behind the ex-judge's Giribala's house. Why was no call made? Why did it take 5 days to file an FIR in the case? Who stalled it? Why was the victim's family attacked in court if there's nothing to hide? And did a very senior police officer go to AIIMS that night to try and fudge the post-mortem report? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm asking these questions. Now I ask you, am I right or wrong in asking these questions? And if I don't, who will? Will the government of Madhya Pradesh raise these questions? The Chief Minister doesn't have 30 seconds to meet the victim's family. Will the higher courts of the country raise these questions? So far, I have not seen this case being picked up by the appellate courts, though we are screaming and shouting about it. So I say tonight, what happens when other institutions fail? And if we do a media trial, should we be celebrated and supported for doing so? Was Aravali a media trial? Yes, it was. It was. Thank God for that. Thank God for that media trial which stopped the Aravalis from being destroyed. Was the Pune Porsche case a media trial where innocents were killed by a rich brat and the whole system colluded to give the rich brat a free run? Was it a media trial? I confess it was. Thank God for it.
অভিষেক সিআইডি অফিস যাবেন অভিষেক অভিষেক তৃণমূল দলটাই ভেঙে গেল অভিষেক
Cooperate with the CID. In fact, these are his live shots that are coming in from the Kolkata airport where Abhishek Banerjee has just landed. In fact, that person in the pink shirt, that's Abhishek Banerjee in these visuals in front of you on your screens. He's landed at the Kolkata airport. In fact, this is after his right-hand man in Diamond Harbour, just about right now, was publicly humiliated. He was paraded across the Falta constituency. Now Abhishek Banerjee has also landed at the Kolkata airport. The High Court has directed him to produce himself before the CID that was waiting outside his house for a long while. In fact, that person that you can see on your screens in the white shirt, that's Abhishek Banerjee. He's in fact completely in between a crowd of people, a pool of people. In fact, you can also see someone in these visuals holding their shoes, and in fact other people, the media personnel who are holding their mics up. Now Abhishek Banerjee faces massive protests at the Kolkata airport. Now our reporter Kishle also is right there from the Bangla newsroom. These are exclusive visuals that you're getting in from our Bangla team who is present at the airport right now as Abhishek Banerjee stands to face the fury of the public. Massive protests against Abhishek Banerjee, and he's been in fact protectively taken into a car by his guards, and that's Abhishek Banerjee. The chaos that's erupted at the Kolkata airport, the fervor against Abhishek Banerjee clearly speaks of the people's anger against Abhishek Banerjee and TMC in West Bengal. In fact, Kishle, my colleague, continues to be on the spot right now at the Calcutta airport. Kishle, speak to us about the details, speak to us about the visuals that are unfolding in front of our eyes. Viewers, in fact, there's some problem connecting with Kishle, who's right now in the pool of people who have launched a protest against Abhishek Banerjee. Now, Abhishek Banerjee also escaped questions that were posed by Republic to him. Our Republic Bangla team continues being there. I can see Kishle on the screen trying to ask questions to Abhishek Banerjee Bhaipo, who has now turned his back onto the media. He's not in a state to give any answers. And this comes after the Kolkata High Court has, in fact, ordered him to cooperate with the CID and to be present before the CID, the central agency that's going to carry out various investigations against Abhishek Banerjee. Kishle continues being with us on the broadcast. Kishle, we saw Bhaipo there. He was escaping your questions clearly. We saw your mic. We saw you in the visuals. What's happening?
Sure, Bhaipo escaped our questions because we were asking him that is he ashamed of stealing money? Is he ashamed of forging signatures? Is he ashamed of what he did to the people of West Bengal? Bhaipo, why did he steal money from the people of West Bengal? And we will keep asking him, is he ashamed of what he did to the people of West Bengal? I also asked him whether he was ashamed to forge the signature of his own party MLAs. He did so, but he did not answer. He did not answer. He simply escaped in his car. But we won't let it go so easily. We are still behind his car and we are right now watching whether he's straight away going to Bhavani Bhavan, to the CID office, where he is supposed to answer questions as per the instructions of the High Court, and we will keep chasing him until he answers us. But he's scared of Republic because he doesn't have answers. That black car is Bhaipo's car. He's trying to evade questions. He's trying to go away, and he's on his way. I don't know whether he'll go to Bhavani Bhavan or he'll go to Kalighat. We are keeping a close watch on that.
Viewers, in fact, those on the other hand are visuals of our Bangla team. In fact, Kishle is right there in this very vehicle, the stakeout of the location that's being carried out by our reporter right now from the Bangla newsroom. Abhishek Banerjee completely heckled by the crowd, surrounded by the crowd in protest that erupted as he landed and as he came outside the Kolkata airport. In fact, he's been asked by the Kolkata High Court to now cooperate with the CID. In fact, remember, just a few days back, we also showed you visuals of the CID standing right outside his residence and no signs of Bhaipo Abhishek Banerjee at his residence when the investigations were to carried out. In fact, a similar thing that unfolded with Mamta Banerjee as well. The CID standing right outside her main door in her Kalighat residence with a search warrant, and the CID had to make a U-turn because nobody allowed the agency inside. And this entire propagation of the TMC brass, Mamta Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee, against the orders, against legal orders of these agencies, that is what's paying off. The Kolkata High Court has taken full cognizance. They've cracked down on Bhaipo. In fact, Kishle continues being with us. Kishle, this is we see that you are going after Abhishek Banerjee's vehicle. You have staked out at a location and you are continuously following him. Talk to us about people's fervor against Abhishek Banerjee at the Kolkata airport. Viewers, those are the two visuals that we're showing you as we continuously keep tracking Abhishek Banerjee, who was safely taken from the airport amid a mass of people who are protesting against him. In fact, as soon as he stepped foot outside the gates of the airport, the people completely surrounded Bhaipo. And in fact, the anger against TMC is imminent in these visuals that are coming in. Abhishek Banerjee also escaped pertinent questions that were being put by my colleague Kishle from the Bangla newsroom, who was also awaiting Abhishek Banerjee's arrival at the airport. And this comes after the Kolkata High Court has ordered Bhaipo to cooperate with CID. In fact, Bhaipo is straight up he's seen not answering any questions of the media at all. And remember, viewers, this comes just hours after the Calcutta High Court dismissed the plea of the TMC MP Abhishek Banerjee to cancel an FIR in the MLA signature forgery case. In fact, these are the latest visuals that we're getting for you from the Kolkata airport. In fact, Abhishek Banerjee being completely grilled by media personnel, by the people of West Bengal, a clear testament of the people of West Bengal, the fervor that's arisen against the Trinamool Congress in 15 years of their oppressive rule. In fact, Bhaipo, remember, there were slogans being raised against him. You know, eggs were hurled at him by the public on the streets of West Bengal. And once again, right now, right outside the Kolkata airport, a strong fervor of dissent against the Trinamool Congress, and especially Abhishek Banerjee, who quickly makes his way through the crowd amid security, and he's taken away in his vehicle. In fact, we're continuously also tracking his vehicle, and he escapes the pertinent questions that Republic Bangla put forth to Abhishek Banerjee. And this is the same Bhaipo, in fact, you know, whose arrogance has been blatantly visible on public forums. Now, Kishle continues being with us. Kishle, speak to us about, you know, where Abhishek Banerjee is exactly headed.
Well, right now, he is probably headed towards Bhavani Bhavan because there is clear instruction that he has to reach Bhavani Bhavan before 6 p.m. And the High Court has given him instruction that he has to appear because he needs to be questioned in the signature forgery case. Now, I have just asked him a question. He was standing in a signal. I asked him whether he is ashamed of stealing the money of people of West Bengal and whether he forged the signature of the MLAs of his own party. He was looking at me, but he could not answer. He's scared. He's running away now from Republic. I chased him right now, asked him what the people of West Bengal were asking him. I asked him pertinent questions, but he could not answer those questions. He was just looking at me with a blank face. Right now, the car is moving through TM bypass near Ultadanga, and it's probably going towards Bhavani Bhavan. But also, we have to see whether he makes the appearance again and whether he goes to Kalighat. Whether he goes to Kalighat now. So that is what we are right now doing. We are just behind the cavalcade. We are just behind his convoy. He has 2 cars and 1 pilot car in his convoy. We are just behind him. Okay, so 2 cars, and just behind those 2 cars, you can see those black cars and those black vehicles. He's sitting in one of those. He's scared. He is running away right now from Republic Bangla's questions. And this is what we are showing live to our viewers, how I clearly questioned Chor Bhaipo Abhishek Banerjee. Republic questioned him. Our reporters are here. Our video journalists are here. But he is trying to evade the team because he doesn't have answers.
Right, viewers, there's some problem that my colleague Kishle is facing with the audio there, but that's the visual of Abhishek Banerjee, Bhaipo, who just landed in Kolkata moments ago, and now Republic Bangla team is tracking Abhishek Banerjee constantly. And this comes after a crackdown of the Kolkata High Court, where the court has made it clear that Bhaipo will now have to put his foot down. He will have to take out the facade and coordinate with the CID in its investigation on various charges against Abhishek Banerjee, including the signature forgery case of MLAs. And not just that, take a look at how the winds have changed for the Trinamool Congress's brass, especially Mamta Banerjee's nephew Abhishek Banerjee. Just a few days ago, till TMC was in power, you could see the arrogance that he displayed publicly, and look at the visuals today, him being heckled by the public. And this is not new. It's happened before on the streets of West Bengal. In fact, Arnab Goswami also joins us live to speak to us about what's happening in West Bengal. Now, speak to us about these visuals that are coming in. They're quite dramatic. And Abhishek Banerjee, you know, has been summoned by the Calcutta High Court, who's asked him to appear in front of the CID. So that's big. And moments later, he lands in Kolkata. And there are huge protests against Abhishek Banerjee that are ongoing at the Kolkata airport. And right now, Republic Bangla team tries to track him down.
Good afternoon, everybody. You have seen for the couple of days that what is happening in the TMC party, in the assembly, well as in the upper house and the lower house of the parliament. And Abhishek Banerjee has been summoned by the ED, CID several times, but he doesn't appear. And previously, before the elections, we have seen his body language, his hated speech, and many more incidents. And now Calcutta High Court has summoned him to come to Calcutta and appear before the court within 6 p.m. He has come. Let's see if he goes or not. Because his hated speech on the Prime Minister and the Honorable Home Minister, and he abuses the country's republic, and he has challenged that nobody can enter his Lok Sabha constituency, particular Falakata, and against him several cases have been lodged. So what he does, law will take its own course, but Abhishek Banerjee's lawyer, a few hours before we have seen, he has also told before the media, I have seen it, that he is not with him because his attitude, his way of talking is still not a JK leader. His attitude is like a prince of Calcutta. So this is a democratic country. No prince or any type of situation does not appear. So let's see what he does. And I think TMC will become history. And TMC's all the leaders who has done so much scam and cut money everywhere in TMC. And Abhishek is the ringleader of all these things. So I think law will do its own course.
Right, Mr. Ghosh. In fact, also speak to us about how the winds have changed for the TMC now. We see this is the same Abhishek Bhaipo who could publicly display his arrogance. He said some gruesome things about the BJP also during the poll battle that was ongoing, the assembly polls. And now these are the visuals that are unfolding. People's anger against TMC is imminent. He was hurled with eggs on the streets of West Bengal. He had to put on a cricket helmet to save himself. His collars were pulled. He was pushed around within the crowd, and now these visuals that are coming in from the Calcutta airport. In fact, viewers, those are the visuals of Abhishek Banerjee. He's now been taken to the Bhavani Bhavan police station in Bengal, where my colleague Mayuk also remains on standby to get you to the tea of the story. In fact, he is going to the official headquarters of the West Bengal Police Directorate in Bhavani Bhavan. In fact, these are his visuals after he landed at the Kolkata airport. Moments after he stepped foot outside the gates of the airport, he was being heckled by a swollen crowd of people, angry people at Abhishek Banerjee Bhaipo. In fact, people have raised slogans calling him chor. And in fact, that same fervor could be seen outside Kolkata airport today. And this comes after the Kolkata High Court has directed Abhishek Banerjee to coordinate with the CID and to be produced in front of the CID as well. In fact, Amitav Roy, the state vice president for the BJP, continues joining us on the phone line. Mr. Roy, speak to us about the difference that the TMC...
অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়ের গাড়ি কিন্তু বেরিয়ে গেল এবং পরপর তাদের গাড়ি এই মুহূর্তে রয়েছে যাচ্ছে এবং এই মুহূর্তে আমরা দেখানোর চেষ্টা করব মানে গাড়ির নাম্বার দেখছিস না, যার তা গাড়িতে উঠে যাচ্ছিস তো।
Viewers, Republic continues to track Abhishek Banerjee, who's being taken away to the Bhavani Bhavan Police Headquarters of the West Bengal Police Directorate right now as we speak. And right outside the Kolkata airport, a crowd heckled Abhishek Banerjee. In fact, he also escaped questions that were posed to him by the Republic Bangla team that was present at the Kolkata airport as he left the airport. And in fact, my colleague Manav has also spoken to Kirti Azad about the matter. Listen into this.
लीगल मैटर है और वो बड़े भावुक व्यक्ति हैं। सब ठीक हो जाए, कोई समस्या वाली बात नहीं है, घबराइए मत। वो कभी पार्टी को छोड़ करके नहीं जाएंगे किसी तरीके से भी, क्योंकि एक लड़ाका आदमी है, फाइटर है, और हम सबको उनको अप्रिशिएट करते हैं।
एक खबर ये भी आई थी कि कांग्रेस ने कुछ ऑफर दिया है, क्योंकि कीर्ति आज़ाद हो गए, कल्याण बनर्जी हो गए या शत्रुघ्न सिन्हा जी हो गए, 2-3 बड़े नेता हैं, टीएमसी कार्यकर्ता बहुत उम्मीदों के साथ देख रहे हैं। तस्वीर क्या है, क्योंकि 26 साल 30 साल पुरानी पार्टी मान लीजिए संघर्षों से निकली है, एक रास्ता कार्यकर्ता भी ढूंढना चाहते हैं।
रास्ता तो है, जो अंग्रेजी में कहते हैं गुड रिडन्स ऑफ बैड रबिश, चला गया तो चला गया। जो वक्त के समय, जो खराब वक्त के समय, सही हो खराब हो मैं उसकी बात नहीं करता, लेकिन जब दिन आपके खराब हो उस समय आप छोड़ के जाते हो तो उससे आपका चरित्र पता लगता है। ममता बनर्जी ने मुझे खड़ा किया उस समय, मैंने क्या किया था? मैंने तो भ्रष्टाचार उजागर किया था, और जिस समय बीजेपी में कोई जुड़ता नहीं था मैं तब बीजेपी में आया था। 6 लोग थे जिनको घुमाया जाता था देश में, क्योंकि हमें लोग देश भर में जानते थे। मतलब मैं उनकी तुलना में तो कुछ भी नहीं हूँ, जैसे अटल जी, अडवाणी जी, डॉक्टर जोशी हैं, उमा भारती, शत्रुघ्न सिन्हा, और मैंने पूरा काम किया। और मैंने भ्रष्टाचार का मुद्दा उठाया डीडीसीए का, और मुझे दूध में से मक्खी की तरह निकाल करके फेंक दिया गया। मेरी क्या गलती थी? मोदी जी ने कहा था ना खाऊंगा ना खाने दूंगा, मेरी क्या गलती थी? तो मैं वहाँ से बाहर तक कर दिया गया, तो मैं बाहर हो गया।
तो यानी मर्जर नहीं होने वाला, विलय टीएमसी का कांग्रेस में नहीं होगा? बिल्कुल
विलय नहीं होगा, कुछ नहीं होगा, बड़ा स्पष्ट है। हम लड़ेंगे, अलायंस में लड़ेंगे।
एक आखिरी सवाल सर, मैं ये देख रहा हूँ कि आज प्रकाश चिक ने इस्तीफा दे दिया राज्यसभा से और टीएमसी की सदस्यता उन्होंने छोड़ दी है। इकलौते आदिवासी नेता थे राज्यसभा में पश्चिम बंगाल से आने वाले, वो भी वहाँ से चले गए हैं। तो आगे क्या होगा, कौन लोग साथ में रहेंगे, क्या इसको लेकर क्या लग रहा है?
उसकी बाइट निशिकांत दुबे के घर के बाहर ली गई थी, आप लोग तो थे ही, तो मैं क्या कहूँ। 12 लोग जो पकड़े गए, जो जिनकी तस्वीरें आई हैं, वो तो भूपेंद्र यादव के यहाँ थे, हैं? और फूल लेकर के, जैसे कोई प्रेम का सौगात लेके जाता है, वैसा लेकर के तो शुभेंदु अधिकारी जो 5 लाख रुपए लेते हुए पकड़े गए थे, वो गए थे शताब्दी रॉय के यहाँ, जहाँ एमपी बैठे थे। तो ये तो बीजेपी कर रही है, तो स्पष्ट हो गया ना, इसमें कहने की क्या आवश्यकता है? फिर तो क्या है, सीफे दे रहे हैं, डरा रहे हैं, धमका रहे हैं, कुछ लोग को पैसे दे रहे हैं, जो पैसे पे मान जा रहे हैं बढ़िया है, नहीं तो बाकी को डरा धमका।
In fact, this comes as trouble is mounting for the TMC. Let's also listen into Kalyan Banerjee, Mamta's close aide, who has directly taken a jibe at Bhaipo.
The point is this: challenging his criminal this summon. One criminal revision petition was filed. Hello. That was listed on Friday. Vacation bench. 6 hours I sat for that matter. Matter was not called on. Then at the end I mentioned the matter before the Honorable Judge. The Honorable Judge said that the matter will come up on Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday I was in Delhi for doing the matter. Tuesday I came here. And Tuesday, you know, the search was conducted. Then yesterday morning I mentioned the matter before the court, Justice Kaushik Chandra, and said that matter is extremely urgent. And why urgency I explained, that search and etc. The Honorable Court said that the matter would be taken up today. Yesterday at 12:30, one lawyer came and said that Abhishek Banerjee has sent me. And just tell me. Then said that regarding the search, another writ petition has been filed.
Massive trouble for Abhishek Banerjee, who's now first was heckled at the Kolkata airport, is now being taken to the Bhavani Bhavan Police Directorate, the headquarters in Kolkata.
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाई जीरा से MDH का जलजीरा जीरा से
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MDH
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Prajapati. He is accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate. He drugged her drink and then he sexually assaulted her. He is still under trial for rape. He has not been released. But when he comes out, this rape accused, garlands are put on him as if he's some kind of a hero, as if he's achieved something great. Is a rapist to be celebrated, ladies and gentlemen? I ask you that question. And more than anyone else, I ask the right wing of this country. Very often I come on television and I say, yes, on several issues, I'm happy to be called a right-winger. But ladies and gentlemen, let me put it clearly. You cannot let a person like this man, this Sushil Prajapati, a leader of the Hindu Yuva Vahini, a local thug, a man accused of rape, you cannot celebrate his act of rape or celebrate the fact that the rapist is out on bail. If that is the message we want to send to our society, and if all the BJP leaders want to be quiet about it, I want to ask them, why are they quiet about this? Why are they quiet? In the silence of the BJP leaders, is there a tacit support to this person? Is there a feeling that anyone who wears or puts a, proclaims that he is from a so-called Hindu organization, that he will be allowed to get away with absolutely everything, including an act of rape? Is there a feeling that this man, do right-wingers feel, this man, this accused rapist is one of our own? So hence, regardless of what happens, one of our own should never be accused. It's like all those people, those radical Islamists who say that as long as the act of murder or crime of terrorism is carried out by a Muslim, it must be defended. This very thought, ladies and gentlemen, is completely unacceptable. And we need to make the point more strongly because it's not the first time this has happened. This happened in the case of Bilkis Bano. When in Gujarat, the rapists of Bilkis Bano came out, they were greeted with tikas and sweets. And it was happening openly. This was an act of defiance. A manner of saying, so what? It is a Hindu who carried out the act of rape and hence we will celebrate him. We will forgive the person. Ladies and gentlemen, we are nobody to forgive. And the last thing we should do is celebrate rapists. This was a shameful moment then. This is a shameful moment now. Sengar was another shameful moment when some people said, oh, Sengar is from, the BJP and hence he can be seen smiling after carrying out the act of rape. And people would say,
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट, ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े, चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
In fact, very often I believe the only way to get justice in India is a media trial. So there's no reason for the media, if it's doing a good job of a media trial, to be on the back foot. In fact, the courts should stop making these overarching remarks about media trial and contemplate about one very basic thing. With the greatest of respect to the courts, when the other institutions fail, when people get let down by the system, when even the judiciary does not seem to be listening or raising a noise about issues, like in the case of Twisha Sharma, who does the public look to for justice, for raising their voice, for bringing something that's utterly false, illegal or wrong to public attention? It is only and only the media. And today, therefore, we are doing a media trial in this specific case, ladies and gentlemen, of Twisha Sharma, the 33-year-old daughter-in-law of an ex-judge, in a case where the ex-judge and the ex-judge's advocate's son appear to be more than involved. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 questions tonight. And if they think it's a media trial, so be it. So be it. Why did the ex-judge in the case of Twisha Sharma, neither she nor her son call a police or an ambulance? What took them 57 minutes to bring the body down? Where are the 3 men who are seen in the video dragging Twisha's body, destroying evidence? What was the police doing? Did they question the house staff? Did they question the judge? Was Twisha carrying headphones in her bag, in her hand, or a rope? Where is it now? Where is that so-called belt that cops claim was used by her to commit suicide? Why was it hidden? The mother-in-law, the ex-judge, walks up calmly while the body is being dragged down and evidence is being destroyed before the judge's eyes. Is that normal? Why don't the judges raise a hue and cry?
And viewers, let's quickly cut across to the fresh visuals that are coming in from Kolkata, where Abhishek Banerjee was taken right outside the Kolkata airport. And in fact, he's now being chased by Republic Bangla team as he's being taken to the Bhavani Bhavan police station in Bengal. This is over. The Calcutta High Court also cracking down on Bhaipo. Now more and more trouble for the TMC, especially for Abhishek Banerjee. Kalyan Banerjee lashed out at Abhishek Banerjee. He called him one of the biggest roadblocks for the TMC. In fact, Kishle, my colleague, also joins us to get us more updates into the matter. Kishle, you are constantly tracking Abhishek Banerjee's car. In fact, at the Bhavani Bhavan, Mayuk is also waiting. And in fact, talk to us about what this police action can look like.
Well, exactly. Right now, live visuals on my frame. That black car is where Bhaipo Abhishek Banerjee, Chor Bhaipo Abhishek Banerjee is hiding. Republic questioned him. I questioned him that why Chor Bhaipo is hiding from us and why did he steal the money of people of West Bengal? Why did he forge signatures of his own party MLAs? Is he ashamed of doing what he did? But he did not answer my questions because he's scared of Republic, he's scared of our reporters, he's scared of me, he's scared of our of the people of West Bengal. Right now, we are chasing his car and we are just behind his car. Chor Bhaipo Abhishek Banerjee is probably heading towards Bhavani Bhavan, where he will face the CID. Now, if the CID questions him and if it is found that there are enough evidences that Chor Bhaipo Abhishek Banerjee has actually forged signatures of his own party MLAs, that can lead to arrest as well. That is what the law says. But we have to see whether that action is taken today or a few days later, because CID is right now doing the investigation in a way that is foolproof and in a way that all the perspectives of this crime is taken care of. Now, the most important part is his own party MLAs have complained to the speaker and to the police that it is Abhishek Banerjee, Chor Bhaipo, who has stolen their signature and forged their signature. We have to see what action will be taken today. There are chances of him getting arrested as well, or there are chances of him facing a long interrogation, after which he might, there can be possible other actions that the CID or the police might take. But the most important thing is Chor Bhaipo is evading our questions. Chor Bhaipo is scared to face Republic. Chor Bhaipo is scared to face my questions. When I asked him at the airport, he ran away. Got inside his car. When I stopped in the signals and asked him, if he had answers, he could have just told me that I did not steal money. I asked him, did he steal money and whether he is ashamed of it? He could not even answer. He was looking at me with a blank face, which means he is scared and he has no answers to the fact. Right now we are crossing Ma flyover. The location is Ma flyover. The car is at Ma flyover now. And we are crossing the Ma flyover and going...
In fact, viewers, let's also quickly take a look at the Republic Bangla team briefly confronting Abhishek Banerjee as they continue chasing him down to the Bhavani Bhavan police station in Bengal.
মানুষের টাকা চুরি করলেন, ভাইপো এখানে আছে, ভাইপো এখানে লুকিয়ে আছে, ভাইপো রিপাবলিকের জবাব দিতে পারছে না।
Bhaipo has stolen the money of people of West Bengal. Are you ashamed of stealing signatures?
টাকা চুরি করেছে, মদ চুরি করেছে,
You have stolen money from the people of West Bengal. Are you ashamed, Bhaipo?
ভাইপো আবার পালাচ্ছে। মানুষের টাকা চুরি করলেন, ভাইপো এখানে আছে, ভাইপো এখানে লুকিয়ে আছে।
Bhaipo is here. Bhaipo is hiding here.
জবাব দিতে পারছে না।
Bhaipo cannot answer the question of the people of West Bengal. He has stolen signatures. He has stolen the signatures of the people. He's stolen the money of the people. He's running away now.
Viewers, these are the visuals. Though that was a short confrontation that my colleague Kishle tried to have with Abhishek Banerjee. Windows rolled up and no answers for the media. This is the same Abhishek Banerjee who's been giving out public threats before the TMC's rule in West Bengal was overturned, and now he's completely silent. He has no answers to give to the media. And in fact, our Bangla team continues tracking Abhishek Banerjee. Kishle, speak to us about the details.
Exactly. I was asking him whether he's ashamed of stealing signatures of his party MLAs and whether he's ashamed of stealing money from the people of West Bengal. Now, as you rightly pointed out, he used to go around doing dadagiri and gundagiri and threatening BJP, the Home Minister. He also challenged the Union of India. Now he's scared of Republic Bangla. He's scared of Kishaloi because he cannot answer our questions, because we asked the question of the people of West Bengal. We ask what the people of West Bengal want to know, and we are not afraid because the people are with Republic, but the people are not with Bhaipo. Chor Bhaipo is hiding, and Republic is standing there asking him tough questions while he's scared, hiding inside his car, all windows rolled up, 4 people guarding him, and he's running away from our questions. Right now we are crossing Ma flyover, AJC Bose Road flyover, and then the car is probably heading towards Bhavani Bhavan, and he's going to face questions.
Right, Kishle. In fact, we also looked at that, visual, that confrontation that you had with Abhishek Banerjee, where he refused to give the media, he refused to give our Bangla team any answers at all. His windows were completely rolled up. And remember, viewers, this is the same Republic Bangla team that has suffered at the hands of the Trinamool Congress and Abhishek Banerjee multiple times, not once, not twice, not thrice, but a plethora of incidents of violence that were carried out against our journalists in West Bengal, in Kolkata newsroom. And now these are the visuals. Times have changed, and this is the prophecy that's unfolding in West Bengal. Bhaipo being taken away to the Bhavani Bhavan police station. He has been summoned by the High Court. He's been ordered and he's been course corrected. He's been asked to be produced in front of the CID and cooperate in investigations. Now, in fact, these are the visuals that are coming in fresh from Kolkata. Abhishek Banerjee right outside the Kolkata newsroom as he was heckled by a group of people, protesters, that launched an angry protest against Abhishek Banerjee as he stepped foot outside the gates of the Kolkata airport. In fact, our Bangla team continues tracking his vehicle minute by minute. That's headed to the Bhavani Bhavan police station, the headquarters of the West Bengal Police Directorate, and shortly after, CID action will also follow. He's been asked to be produced in front of the CID by the Kolkata High Court. Kishle, speak to us about what can be the possible actions of the CID and the police that we're looking at.
Well, exactly. Right now, we are just an offense that can lead to arrest. The High Court has instructed him that he has to appear before the CID by 6 p.m. today, and that time is running 5:08 right now. The convoy is moving towards Bhavani Bhavan, and it's very close, 2 minutes from here. So probably he will. I'll just try to ask him again when he gets down at Bhavani Bhavan, and that is what it is right now. We are just behind the car. He could not answer our questions. Running away now, very close to Bhavani Bhavan. Probably Moyuk will be getting him in a while. Just a few minutes, probably in 2 minutes from now. Okay, now the car is taking a turn. So he is probably heading towards his home at Kalighat, Potuapada, right? Potuapada home. So we are probably going towards Potuapada. So that's a breaking news. He is not going to Bhavani Bhavan. That's a breaking news. He is not going to Bhavani Bhavan probably. So right now it took a turn. Abhishek Chor Bhaipo is probably going to Potuapada home. He will await the summon, or what is the question is. Because the High Court told him that he has to appear at Bhavani Bhavan by 6. It's 5:08. He just took a turn. Chor Bhaipo is running away again from the CID, I think. But we are not sure yet.
Viewers, those are the visuals of Abhishek Banerjee. In fact, he was also confronted by our Bangla. He was confronted by my colleague Kishle on the streets of West Bengal at a red light as his car is continuously being tracked. They are on their way to the Bhavani Bhavan Police Headquarters, the West Bengal Police Directorate. In fact, Abhishek Banerjee has been asked by the Kolkata High Court to be produced in front of the CID and to cooperate with the probe. In fact, right after he stepped foot outside the Kolkata airport, he was heckled by a huge mass of people. In fact, let's quickly listen in to that confrontation that unfolded on the streets of Kolkata between my colleague Kishle and Abhishek Banerjee, who refused to give any answers at all.
ভাইপো অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় টাকা চুরি করলেন মানুষের, টাকা চুরি করলেন। ভাইপো এখানে আছে, ভাইপো এখানে লুকিয়ে আছে। ভাইপো রিপাবলিকের জবাব দিতে পারছে না। চোর ভাইপো বলে বাংলার মানুষ সই চুরি করেছে, বাংলার মানুষ সই চুরি করেছে। এই বাংলার মানুষের সই চুরি করেছে, টাকা চুরি করেছে, মদ চুরি করেছে, লুকিয়ে আছে। ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে, ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে, ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে, ভাইপো আবার পালাচ্ছে। ভাইপো অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় টাকা চুরি করলেন মানুষের, মানুষের টাকা চুরি করলেন। ভাইপো এখানে আছে, ভাইপো এখানে লুকিয়ে আছে। ভাইপো রিপাবলিকের জবাব দিতে পারছে না। চোর ভাইপো বলে বাংলার মানুষ সই চুরি করেছে, বাংলার মানুষ সই চুরি করেছে। এই বাংলার মানুষের সই চুরি করেছে, টাকা চুরি করেছে, মদ চুরি করেছে, লুকিয়ে আছে। ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে, ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে।
In fact, let's also quickly listen in to Kalyan Banerjee, who has completely hit out. He's lashed out at Abhishek Banerjee, one of Mamata Banerjee's closest aides, who's now stood ground against Abhishek Banerjee and his arrogance. Listen in.
The point is this: challenging his criminal this summon. One criminal revision petition was filed.
Hello.
That was listed on Friday. Vacation bench. 6 hours I sat for that matter. Matter was not called on. Then at the end I mentioned the matter before the Honorable Judge. The Honorable Judge said that the matter will come up on Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday I was in Delhi for doing the matter. Tuesday I came here. And Tuesday, you know, the search was conducted. Search was conducted. Then yesterday morning I mentioned the matter before the court, Justice Kaushik Chandra, and said that matter is extremely urgent. And why urgency I explained, search and etc. The Honorable Court said that the matter would be taken up today. Yesterday at 12:30 one lawyer came and said that Abhishek Banerjee has sent me. And I just tell me. Then said that regarding the search another writ petition has been filed. I said that this is the already I have mentioned the matter in the criminal division. Why did you file the petition without consulting me? You can file, but without consulting me. It's better that one man, one gentleman should handle the matter. And if you think that I can't do the matter, you take it the matter. And don't treat me as my dustbin. And inform me within 1 hour, 2 hours. Whole day nothing has been informed. I have been informed in the morning today by my son that around 12:30, instruction has come that Mr. Oyan Bhattacharya will appear, I will not appear. Very good. I am not appeared. And henceforth I will not be appearing in any matter on behalf of Abhishek Banerjee. Because this arrogant attitude, I don't like it. One must respect to the seniors. I am 45 years in the profession. All these persons have worked with me as junior. How can he humiliate me? I am also senior in politics. He can't do it in this way. He should understand because of him that we have lost it. He should understand this. He should understand the party is facing this problem because of him. Only because of him. But he will be going disrespecting everyone, disrespecting me. This is not tolerable. I can't tolerate. I will request the Didi, if you depend upon the Abhishek Banerjee, then you remain with the Abhishek Banerjee, leave me. And if you leave Abhishek Banerjee, I am there. Who has destroyed our party itself. This is it.
You have there has been this difference in opinion earlier also. What is the solution, sir?
I don't know. In 2022 I spoke.
Now, Shashi Agnihotri, the State General Secretary of the BJP, also joins us to get us more details into the matter. And now the winds for, the BJP, Mr. Agnihotri, have completely shifted in West Bengal, and so for the TMC as well. We see Abhishek Banerjee not just being heckled and hurled at with eggs, but also right outside the Kolkata airport where he was heckled by protesters. And now he's finally going to face legal and police action. Viewers, in fact, these are the live shots as Abhishek Banerjee's vehicle pulls in closer to the Bhavani Bhavan Police Headquarters at the West Bengal Police Directorate. In fact, Abhishek Banerjee's vehicle is inside the Bhavani Bhavan Police Headquarters right now as we speak. Those are the live visuals that are coming in. And Republic continuously is tracking Abhishek Banerjee, our Bangla team. Right now, he has in fact reached his residence in West Bengal. We're being told that after this is possibly when he heads to the Bhavani Bhavan police station. Right now, these are the visuals that are coming in live from outside his residence. Republic Bangla team is also present there. They're holding fort outside his residence at the Bhavani Bhavan police station and of course at the airport where he was brought in from. And now Abhishek Banerjee's vehicle has just entered his residence. In fact, in a short while from now, we're also possibly going to speak to my colleague Kishle, who is tracking the story in real time as our Republic Bangla colleagues continue to remain on ground, tracking the entire sequence for you minute by minute. These are the live visuals that are coming in from outside Abhishek Banerjee's residence in West Bengal. He was just taken inside. This is the vehicle of Abhishek Banerjee that's being taken inside as, the media personnel, the people of West Bengal have completely gathered around his residence right now, and Abhishek Banerjee has now been taken inside his Kolkata residence. He comes out of the car and he goes straight inside his residence. You can see that on your screens right now. These are exclusive visuals being brought to you by a Republic Bangla team. Shashi Agnihotri, the State General Secretary of the BJP, joins us on the phone. Mr. Agnihotri, Republic से बात करने के लिए आपका बहुत धन्यवाद. ये विजुअल्स देख के ये समझ में आता है कि अब टीएमसी के विपरीत, टीएमसी के अगेंस्ट कितना वायलेंस इस स्टेट में हो रहा है, वेस्ट बंगाल में लोग प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं। कोलकाता एयरपोर्ट पे जहां अभिषेक बैनर्जी पहुंचते हैं वहां लोग प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं, अभिषेक बैनर्जी पे अंडे फेंके जाते हैं और अब फाइनली इतने सालों के बाद उनके अगेंस्ट पुलिस एक्शन लिया जाएगा।
जी देखिए, वो कहावत है ना, बुरे काम का बुरा नतीजा। तो जो किया है उसी का फल तो भुगतना पड़ेगा ना। तो वही हो रहा है। इतने सालों से जनता के केसों को दबाया गया, उनके भ्रष्टाचारों को दबाया गया, पुलिस के द्वारा, सीआईडी के द्वारा दबाया गया। आज वो सारे केस अब ओपन हो रहे हैं और उनको जेल की सलाखों के पीछे जाना उनका निश्चित है। क्योंकि जो दुर्नीति में, जो भ्रष्टाचार में वो शामिल है, वो इतने ज्यादा बढ़े हुए हैं कि जिसकी कोई सीमा नहीं है। सारी दुर्नीति, सारे केसों में दुर्नीति उन लोगों ने की है। और स्पेशली ममता बनर्जी ने अपने भाईपों को, मतलब अपने भतीजे को, सो कॉल्ड भतीजे को प्रोजेक्ट करके यहाँ पर पर्दे के पीछे सारे तरह के भ्रष्टाचार में अपने आप को संलग्न रखा है और उसी का नतीजा उनको भुगतना पड़ेगा।
जी, इनफैक्ट अग्निहोत्री जी हमें ये भी बताइए कि ऐसा क्या पुलिस एक्शन है जो हम अभिषेक बैनर्जी के अगेंस्ट एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं। अभी इतने सालों से टीएमसी जो करती आई है वेस्ट बंगाल में, उसका भुगतान टीएमसी को कभी नहीं करना पड़ा है। तो क्या इस बार लोगों को आप विश्वास दिला सकते हैं कि बीजेपी की सरकार के अंडर टीएमसी की सरकार ने जितने लोगों से पैसे चुराए हैं, एक्सटॉर्शन के जितने केसेस रहे हैं, सिग्नेचर फोर्जरी के केसेस रहे, उन सब के अगेंस्ट इंसाफ दिया जाएगा?
जी, एकदम इंसाफ मिलेगा, जनता को इंसाफ मिलेगा। हमारे संकल्प पत्र में घोषणा आई है कि भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त सरकार का गठन होगा। तो ये घोषणा के अंदर में जो काम हो रहे हैं, पुलिस के द्वारा जो कार्यवाही हो रही है, सीआईडी के द्वारा जो कार्यवाही हो रही है, इसमें कहीं पर भी कुछ बनावटी नहीं है। लोगों ने इतने दिनों से, इतने सालों में केस किया, कुछ भी उनकी कार्यवाही नहीं हुई। और अब जनता खुलकर रास्ते पर आई है। जब बीजेपी की सरकार बनी है तो लोगों को एक शब्दों में, खुले शब्दों में स्वाधीनता मिली है। तो उसी स्वाधीनता के सहारे आज जनता यहाँ की सामने में आ रही है और वो टीएमसी के हर एक नेता को, भ्रष्टाचारी नेता को, जनता का आक्रोश सामने आ रहा है। जनारोष का शिकार होना पड़ रहा है तृणमूल के नेताओं को, क्योंकि पंचायत से लेकर पार्लियामेंट तक हर एक नेता ने भ्रष्टाचार की सारी सीमाएं पार करी है। रोज स्कूलों में, होटलों में, कॉलेजों में इन लोगों ने पैसा दबा के रखा हुआ था। आज भी 1,77,00,000 रुपए तक का जो कैश रुपया मिला है स्कूल में, कचरा पड़ के स्कूल में। उसके पहले सुरेंद्र नाथ कॉलेज में जिस तरह से दीमक खा लिए थे पैसे को, उस तरह से मैंने लोगों के, जनता के पैसे का जिस तरह से इन लोगों ने खुलकर मस्ती की है, फुर्ती की है उस पैसे से, उसका नतीजा तो उनके नेताओं को भुगतना पड़ेगा।
जी, इनफैक्ट अग्निहोत्री जी, आप हमारे साथ इस ब्रॉडकास्ट पे बने रहिए। विजुअल, these are the visuals of Abhishek Banerjee that we're getting in. How, carefully he was taken away from the crowd and then he had to make his entry inside his residence in Kolkata. This is the fear of the public that is visible within the Trinamool Congress right now. He's constantly, in fact, being supported by his security personnel, his personal guards, and also house helps that are possibly working in his residence in Kolkata. And that's because the Trinamool Congress has gotten a taste of what the people of West Bengal are going to do to the Trinamool Congress. And this is the first time that TMC and its brass stands to face legal action in West Bengal. 15 long years and Trinamool Congress's rule in the state has now collapsed with the BJP taking power. In fact, we were just speaking to Mr. Agnihotri as well, who mentioned that this was very much a part of the manifesto that justice will be delivered. No matter the political association of the culprit, if he has or she has committed a crime, justice will be given. In fact, viewers, will come back to this story with the live visuals. In fact, our teams are also waiting outside the Bhavani Bhavan Police Headquarters in West Bengal, and we'll get you all the details of what's unfolding after this short break.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया? आया।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
केसरिया हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है। स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Prajapati. He is accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate. He drugged her drink and then he sexually assaulted her. He is still under trial for rape. He has not been released. But when he comes out, this rape accused, garlands are put on him as if he's some kind of a hero, as if he's achieved something great. Is a rapist to be celebrated, ladies and gentlemen? I ask you that question. And more than anyone else, I ask the right wing of this country. Very often I come on television and I say, yes, on several issues, I'm happy to be called a right-winger. But ladies and gentlemen, let me put it clearly. You cannot let a person like this man, this Sushil Prajapati, a leader of the Hindu Yuva Vahini, a local thug, a man accused of rape, you cannot celebrate his act of rape or celebrate the fact that the rapist is out on bail. If that is the message we want to send to our society, and if all the BJP leaders want to be quiet about it, I want to ask them, why are they quiet about this? Why are they quiet? In the silence of the BJP leaders, is there a tacit support to this person? Is there a feeling that anyone who wears or puts a, proclaims that he is from a so-called Hindu organization, that he will be allowed to get away with absolutely everything, including an act of rape? Is there a feeling that this man, do right-wingers feel, this man, this...
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा से। MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
In fact, very often I believe the only way to get justice in India is a media trial. So there's no reason for the media, if it's doing a good job of a media trial, to be on the back foot. In fact, the courts should stop making these overarching remarks about media trial and contemplate about one very basic thing. With the greatest of respect to the courts, when the other institutions fail, when people get let down by the system, when even the judiciary does not seem to be listening or raising a noise about issues, like in the case of Twisha Sharma, who does the public look to for justice, for raising their voice, for bringing something that's utterly false, illegal or wrong to public attention? It is only and only the media. And today, therefore, we are doing a media trial in this specific case, ladies and gentlemen, of Twisha Sharma, the 33-year-old daughter-in-law of an ex-judge in a case where the ex-judge and the ex-judge's advocate's son appear to be more than involved. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 questions tonight. And if they think it's a media trial, so be it. So be it. Why did the ex-judge in the case of Twisha Sharma, neither she nor her son call a police or an ambulance? What took them 57 minutes to bring the body down? Where are the 3 men who are seen in the video dragging Twisha's body, destroying evidence? What was the police doing? Did they question the house staff? Did they question the judge? Was Twisha carrying headphones in her bag, in her hand, or a rope? Where is it now? Where is that so-called belt that cops claim was used by her to commit suicide? Why was it hidden? The mother-in-law, the ex-judge, walks up calmly while the body is being dragged down and evidence is being destroyed before the judge's eyes. Is that normal? Why don't the judges raise a hue and cry about it? Why don't the appellate courts take up this case suo moto? So people don't start believing that when an ex-judge is concerned, the victim will never get justice. Ladies and gentlemen, what was the ex-judge carrying in her hand when she went down? Where is all the CCTV footage? Did the police collect it? Why did the ex-judge's son Samarth Singh escape after bringing the body of his wife to AIMS? Is it true?
After Mamata Uddhav losing party again, sources say 77% of his members of parliament breaking away from Uddhav Sena. Republic super exclusive scoop from Uddhav camp. 7 of 9 Sena MPs meet Eknath Shinde. Disturbing details emerged from Manipur. Bodies of 6 Naga hostages were mutilated and dismembered. Abhishek Banerjee faces massive protests as he lands in Kolkata, escapes Republic questions at airport. He was asked to appear before CID today. Massive setback for Mamata Banerjee. 3rd MP resigns from Rajya Sabha. Prakash Baraik is now after Sukhendu Roy and Susmita Dev, the 3rd one. Another vessel with Indians on board attacked in the Gulf of Oman. 20 Indian nationals reported to be safe aboard marine tanker Jalveer. Rescue operations underway. All right, friends, it's a complete revolt against Mamata Banerjee and her nephew Abhishek Banerjee's leadership of the Trinamool, with MP after MP announcing their resignations, moving out of the party. In fact, Abhishek Banerjee, who's the target of most of the attacks coming in, from the latest being Kalyan Banerjee, is in Kolkata. He has landed in Kolkata just a while back. In fact, Kishaloy from our Bangla newsroom gave him a chase, asked him some questions. But look at this. Look at this, the way some of Abhishek Banerjee's personal staff shielding him from questions. Let's hear the nets. Let's listen to the question that Kishaloy asked.
ভাইপো অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় টাকা চুরি করলেন মানুষের টাকা চুরি করলেন। ভাইপো এখানে আছে, ভাইপো এখানে লুকিয়ে আছে, ভাইপো রিপাবলিকের জবাব দিতে পারছে না। চোর ভাইপো বলে বাংলার মানুষ সই চুরি করেছে, বাংলার মানুষ সই চুরি করেছে। এ বাংলার মানুষের সই চুরি করেছে, টাকা চুরি করেছে, মদ চুরি করেছে, লুকিয়ে আছে। ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে, ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে, ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে, ভাইপো আবার পালাচ্ছে। ভাইপো অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় টাকা চুরি করলেন মানুষের টাকা চুরি করলেন ভাইপো এখানে আছে ভাইপো এখানে লুকিয়ে আছে ভাইপো রিপাবলিকের জবাব দিতে পারছে না চোর ভাইপো বলে বাংলার মানুষ সই চুরি করেছে বাংলার মানুষ সই চুরি করেছে এ বাংলার মানুষের সই চুরি করেছে টাকা চুরি করেছে মদ চুরি করেছে লুকিয়ে আছে ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে ভাইপো আবার পালাচ্ছে ভাইপো অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় টাকা চুরি করলেন মানুষের টাকা চুরি করলেন ভাইপো এখানে আছে ভাইপো এখানে লুকিয়ে আছে ভাইপো রিপাবলিকের জবাব দিতে পারছে না চোর ভাইপো বলে বাংলার মানুষ সই চুরি করেছে বাংলার মানুষ সই চুরি করেছে এ বাংলার মানুষের সই চুরি করেছে টাকা চুরি করেছে মদ চুরি করেছে লুকিয়ে আছে ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে
All right, no answers from Abhishek Banerjee, not even taking questions and in fact hiding behind his security personnel. And the reason is that Abhishek Banerjee is now cornered from all quarters, including those within Trinamool, some who even now allege some modicum of loyalty to Mamata, question Abhishek Banerjee. Nevertheless, latest to join the bandwagon was Kalyan Banerjee earlier in the morning. Let's listen to what he had to say.
And the party is facing this problem because of him. Only because of him. But he will be going disrespecting everyone, disrespecting me. This is not tolerable. I can't tolerate. I will request the Didi, if you depend upon the Abhishek Banerjee, then you remain with the Abhishek Banerjee, leave me. And if you leave Abhishek Banerjee, I am there. He should understand the party is facing this problem because of him. Only because of him. But he will be going disrespecting everyone, disrespecting me. This is not tolerable. I can't tolerate. I will request the Didi, if you depend upon the Abhishek Banerjee, then you remain with the Abhishek Banerjee, leave me. And if you leave Abhishek Banerjee, I am there.
In fact, very limited support base left of Mamata Banerjee or for Mamata Banerjee within Trinamool, second rung of leadership. Kirti Azad happens to be one of them. Our correspondent Manav spoke to him after Kalyan Banerjee's broadside against Abhishek. Let's listen to him.
मैटर है और वो बड़े भावुक व्यक्ति हैं. सब ठीक हो जाए, कोई समस्या वाली बात नहीं है, घबराइए मत. वो कभी पार्टी को छोड़ करके नहीं जाएंगे किसी तरीके से भी, क्योंकि एक लड़ाका आदमी है, फाइटर है और हम सबको उनको अप्रिशिएट करते हैं.
एक खबर ये भी आई थी कि कांग्रेस ने कुछ ऑफर दिया है, क्योंकि कीर्ति आज़ाद हो गए, कल्याण बनर्जी हो गए या शत्रुघ्न सिन्हा जी हो गए, 2-3 बड़े नेता हैं, टीएमसी कार्यकर्ता बहुत उम्मीदों के साथ देख रहे हैं. तस्वीर क्या है, क्योंकि 26 साल 30 साल पुरानी पार्टी मान लीजिए संघर्षों से निकली है, एक रास्ता कार्यकर्ता भी ढूंढना चाहते हैं.
रास्ता तो है, जो अंग्रेजी में कहते हैं गुड रिडन्स ऑफ बैड रबिश, चला गया तो चला गया. जो वक्त के समय, जो खराब वक्त के समय, सही हो खराब हो मैं उसकी बात नहीं करता, लेकिन जब दिन आपके खराब हो उस समय आप छोड़ के जाते हो तो उससे आपका चरित्र पता लगता है. ममता बनर्जी ने मुझे खड़ा किया उस समय, मैंने क्या किया था? मैंने तो भ्रष्टाचार उजागर किया था. और जिस समय बीजेपी में कोई जुड़ता नहीं था, मैं तब बीजेपी में आया था. 6 लोग थे जिनको घुमाया जाता था देश में, क्योंकि हमें लोग देश भर में जानते थे. मतलब मैं उनकी तुलना में तो कुछ भी नहीं हूँ, जैसे अटल जी, अडवाणी जी, डॉक्टर जोशी हैं, उमा भारती, शत्रुघ्न सिन्हा और मैंने पूरा काम किया. और मैंने भ्रष्टाचार का मुद्दा उठाया डीडीसीए का, और मुझे दूध में से मक्खी की तरह निकाल करके फेंक दिया गया. मेरी क्या गलती थी? मोदी जी ने कहा था ना खाऊंगा ना खाने दूंगा, मेरी क्या गलती थी? तो मैं वहां से बाहर तक कर दिया गया, तो मैं बाहर हो गया.
तो यानी मर्जर नहीं होने वाला, विलय टीएमसी का कांग्रेस में नहीं होगा?
बिल्कुल विलय नहीं होगा, कुछ नहीं होगा, बड़ा स्पष्ट है. हम लड़ेंगे, अलायंस में लड़ेंगे.
एक आखिरी सवाल सर, मैं ये देख रहा हूँ कि आज प्रकाश चिक ने इस्तीफा दे दिया राज्यसभा से और टीएमसी की सदस्यता उन्होंने छोड़ दी है. इकलौते आदिवासी नेता थे राज्यसभा में पश्चिम बंगाल से आने वाले, वो भी वहाँ से चले गए हैं. तो आगे क्या होगा, कौन लोग साथ में रहेंगे, क्या इसको लेकर क्या लग रहा है?
उसकी बाइट निशिकांत दुबे के घर के बाहर ली गई थी, आप लोग तो थे ही. तो मैं क्या कहूँ, 12 लोग जो पकड़े गए, जिनकी तस्वीरें आई हैं, वो तो भूपेंद्र यादव के यहाँ थे, हैं? और फूल लेकर के, जैसे कोई प्रेम का सौगात लेके जाता है, वैसा लेकर के तो शुभेंदु अधिकारी जो 5 लाख रुपए लेते हुए पकड़े गए थे, वो गए थे शताब्दी रॉय के यहाँ, जहाँ एमपी बैठे थे। तो ये तो बीजेपी कर रही है, तो स्पष्ट हो गया ना, इसमें कहने की क्या आवश्यकता है? फिर तो क्या है, सीफे दे रहे हैं, डरा रहे हैं, धमका रहे हैं, कुछ लोग को पैसे दे रहे हैं, जो पैसे पे मान जा रहे हैं बढ़िया है, नहीं तो बाकी को डरा धमका रहे हैं, पुलिस भेज दे रहे हैं, ईडी सीबीआई का कोई केस नहीं बन रहा तो लोकल पुलिस से डरा रहे हैं। इसमें कौन सी बड़ी बात हो गई? अब मुझे ये तो हुआ, कितनी बार हुआ है, एक बार थोड़ा ना हुआ। बीजेपी का स्टाइल है, कोई ब्रेकिंग न्यूज थोड़ा ना है ये यार, कि ये तृणमूल में हो रहा, दिस इज नॉट ब्रेकिंग न्यूज।
शत्रुघ्न सिन्हा साहब कह रहे हैं कि ममता दीदी के साथ खड़े रहेंगे, टीएमपी के साथ खड़े रहेंगे। उन्होंने बाकायदा अपना बयान जारी कर दिया है, और मैं ये मान के चल रहा हूँ कि कल्याण बनर्जी और कीर्ति आजाद भी डटे हुए हैं।
आपके सामने खड़ा हूँ, मेरे पिताजी स्वतंत्रता सेनानी थे, मुखबरी नहीं करते थे अंग्रेजों की। जो मुखबरी करते थे, जब मैं उनके साथ मिला तो मेरे पिताजी ने मुझे घर से निकाल दिया था जब मैं बीजेपी में गया था। उन्होंने कहा तुम जा रहे हो, दे आर ट्रेटर्स ऑफ द नेशन। तो उससे बात करते हो।
All right, we have BJP spokesperson K.R. Ghosh joining us in this broadcast for more on this. K.R., we just heard Kirti Azad, Trinamool leader, say that this is good riddance of bad people, bad trash. That's what he said. I mean, all those people now leaving Mamata Banerjee at this hour, according to Kirti Azad, is good riddance of bad trash. My question is, what would the BJP do of these people who have for years, if not decades, targeted the BJP for whatever politics that they practice? Now, you think that if these people are coming towards the BJP or softening towards the BJP, that actually means any kind of ideological transition? Kaya, can you unmute yourself? You have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, sure. I'm so sorry. Firstly, I would like to say that when Kirti Azad quit BJP, it was good riddance for us. And who is he to talk about good riddance? Someone who's just joined the party 2 years back, he's commenting on those who were the foundation of Trinamool Congress. Who is he to comment? Well, it's their party. I shouldn't make a comment on that. But when you asked about my party, Bharatiya Janata Party, firstly, what Madam Kakuli Ghosh Dosidar, she said, I completely agree to her that when, after around 50 years, after almost 5 decades, when finally the state and the center has been aligned with one single government, the double engine government, which means development. And if these MPs, they feel that they want pro-development, because under Mamata Banerjee, what did we see? No industries. There was rampant corruption. And after Mamata Banerjee it has been ousted from power, we are seeing that instead of in the colleges, in Trinamool party offices, we are seeing suites with a lavish bed. So this is Trinamool Congress. And Kirti Azad is boasting about this Trinamool Congress. I would say that, frankly speaking, Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee, they must introspect that what wrong did they do that Mamata Banerjee, who was considered, who I'm sure even Trinamool, they dreamt that she was the only, she could be the only Bengali Prime Minister. What wrong did she do that her own party people, her own loyalists, who have been there with her since the last 2 decades, 2.5, 3 decades, they are quitting.
Kaya, you didn't answer my question. They are quitting Trinamool for whatever reasons, but are they acceptable to the BJP?
Well, if they are acceptable to BJP or not acceptable to BJP, that is, we will mull about it later. But first, since you asked me in reference to Kirti Azad, my answer would be that, firstly, Mamata Banerjee needs to introspect that what went wrong. I mean, her MLAs, they have quit. Her MPs, with each and every breath, I believe, or each and every step, Mamata Banerjee, she has to, make a roll call. That, okay, how many of you are left? Okay. So this is the condition of Trinamool Congress currently.
Okay, non-committal answer there to my specific question, whether what the BJP intends to do, if at all these leaders want to align with the BJP, what kind of compatibility or lack thereof would the party deal with? Thank you so much, Kaya, for joining us. In fact, we're staying with the Bengal story and the developments connected with Trinamool. Not just Trinamool, but the manner in which the politics is panning out or are panning out in the state. Another Trinamool leader, Jahangir Khan, remember of the Falta fame, is now being paraded in his area. And the police have dressed Jahangir Khan in shorts and taken him around the Sahara Hat Bazaar area of Falta. We have pictures of Jahangir Khan. Can we play the pictures? This is not the time for BVG. Yes, these pictures. And Jahangir Khan was effectively the... Okay, coming out of this because we are getting reports that Abhishek Banerjee in fact is coming out. This is Jahangir Khan, by the way. The dreaded Jahangir Khan of Falta being taken around in shots. But now Abhishek Banerjee coming out from his residence, big posse of media personnel present. Kishalai, I can see Kishalai trying to chase him.
চোর ভাইপো কেন টাকা চুরি করেছে? চোর ভাইপো বেরিয়েছে। টাকা চুরি করেছেন কেন? টাকা চুরি করেছেন কেন বাংলার মানুষের? বাংলার মানুষ জিজ্ঞেস করছে, উত্তর দিন। চোর ভাইপো উত্তর দিন, কেন বাংলার মানুষের টাকা চুরি করেছেন? দেবুদা কোথায়? এই যে এই মুহূর্তে চোর ভাইপো ঠিক এই জায়গায় আছে, মিডল সিটে। চোর ভাইপো কেন টাকা চুরি করেছেন? বাংলার মানুষের টাকা কেন চুরি করেছেন? সাংসদদের সই কেন চুরি করেছেন? চোর ভাইপো কেন টাকা চুরি করেছেন? প্রশ্ন করছি, চোর ভাইপো কেন টাকা চুরি করেছেন? চোর ভাইপো চলে যাচ্ছে ভবানীভবনের দিকে। চোর ভাইপো যাচ্ছে। চোর ভাইপো উত্তর দিন, কেন বাংলার মানুষের টাকা চুরি করেছেন?
Security personnel stand on the board of the car, stepping board.
That so-called belt that cops claim was used by her to commit suicide. Why was it hidden? The mother-in-law.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा।
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ। सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े, चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Prajapati. He's accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate. He drugged her drink and then he sexually assaulted her. He is still under trial for rape. He has not been released. But when he comes out, this rape accused, garlands are put on him as if he's some kind of a hero, as if he's achieved something great. Is a rapist to be celebrated, ladies and gentlemen? I ask you that question. And more than anyone else, I ask the right wing of this country. Very often I come on television and I say, yes, on several issues, I'm happy to be called a right-winger. But ladies and gentlemen, let me put it clearly. You cannot let a person like this man, this Sushil Prajapati, a leader of the Hindu Yuva Vahini, a local thug, a man accused of rape, you cannot celebrate his act of rape or celebrate the fact that the rapist is out on bail. If that is the message we want to send to our society, and if all the BJP leaders want to be quiet about it, I want to ask them, why are they quiet about this? Why are they quiet? In the silence of the BJP leaders, is there a tacit support to this person? Is there a feeling that anyone who wears or puts a, proclaims that he is from a so-called Hindu organization, that he will be allowed to get away with absolutely everything, including an act of rape? Is there a feeling that this man, do right-wingers feel, this man, this accused rapist is one of our own? So hence, regardless of what happens, one of our own should never be accused. It's like all those people, those...
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching Republic TV. I'm Gesu Bharadwaj, and no way out for Abhishek Banerjee. He's all ready to be stood in the legal ground over the CID actions against him. We're getting you all the details, but first to check on your headlines. After Mamta, Uddhav now losing party again. Sources say 77% of MPs breaking away from Uddhav Sena. Republic Super exclusive from Uddhav camp. 7 of 9 Uddhav Sena MPs meet Eknath Shinde. Disturbing details emerging from Manipur. Bodies of 6 Naga hostages were mutilated and dismembered. Abhishek Banerjee faces massive protests as he lands in Kolkata, escapes Republic questions at the airport. He was asked to appear before the CID today. Massive setback for Mamta Banerjee. 3rd MP resigns from the Rajya Sabha. Prakash Barekh resigns now after Sukhendu Roy and Sushmita Dev. Another vessel with Indians on board attacked in the Gulf of Oman. 20 Indians reported to be safe aboard marine tanker Jalveer. Rescue operations underway. And viewers, since the last 2 hours, our newsrooms are being poured in with dramatic visuals of Abhishek Banerjee, who's in fact caught in the crossroads of legal action of both the CID and the West Bengal police. In fact, he's been ordered by the Calcutta High Court to maintain cooperation with the CID, the investigating agency that has had to make a U-turn from outside his residence in Kalighat in West Bengal multiple times, even with a search warrant in their hands. And now the time has come when Abhishek Banerjee has had to come back to Kolkata from the national capital capital. We saw the visuals of him landing at the Kolkata airport, and right outside the gates, as he stepped foot outside, he was heckled by a massive angry protest, a sea of people who surrounded him in anger. In fact, he also deflected Republic Bangla questions at the airport. In fact, my colleagues remain deployed across West Bengal, across Kolkata at multiple locations, outside the Kolkata airport, outside Abhishek Banerjee's residence, and also at the CID office, exactly where Abhishek Banerjee is now being taken. He took a brief stop at his residence in Kolkata before he's being taken to the CID office. And this comes after Kolkata High Court's crackdown for Abhishek Banerjee to maintain decorum and to come and be produced in front of the CID officials who waited months to get him under the lens of investigation, especially in the signature forgery case and multiple cases of extortion and criminal intimidation. In fact, my colleague from the Republic Bangla team, Kishle, joins us live. He's been tracking every minute of this story. In fact, let's first take a look at the sequence of my colleague Kishle confronting Abhishek Banerjee, Bhaipo, who is seemingly losing ground in West Bengal. A 15-year rule from the clutches of the TMC that's been overturned this time around by the BJP with a saffron sweep with people's mandate. Listen into this confrontation.
ভাইপো অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় টাকা চুরি করলেন মানুষের টাকা চুরি করলেন। ভাইপো এখানে আছে, ভাইপো এখানে লুকিয়ে আছে, ভাইপো রিপাবলিকের জবাব দিতে পারছে না। চোর ভাইপো বলে বাংলার মানুষ সই চুরি করেছে, বাংলার মানুষ সই চুরি করেছে, এই বাংলার মানুষের সই চুরি করেছে, টাকা চুরি করেছে, মদ চুরি করেছে, লুকিয়ে আছে। ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে, ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে, ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে, ভাইপো আবার পালাচ্ছে। ভাইপো অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় টাকা চুরি করলেন মানুষের টাকা চুরি করলেন। ভাইপো এখানে আছে, ভাইপো এখানে লুকিয়ে আছে, ভাইপো রিপাবলিকের জবাব দিতে পারছে না। চোর ভাইপো বলে বাংলার মানুষ সই চুরি করেছে, বাংলার মানুষ সই চুরি করেছে, এই বাংলার মানুষের সই চুরি করেছে, টাকা চুরি করেছে, মদ চুরি করেছে, লুকিয়ে আছে। ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে, ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে, ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে, ভাইপো আবার পালাচ্ছে।
In fact, viewers, this trouble began way before the Calcutta High Court order. It began with Kalyan Banerjee, one of the closest aides of Mamata Banerjee, the former TMC Supremo, who is also looking at a declining political career. Kalyan Banerjee now tells the public that it is Abhishek Banerjee, the biggest roadblock for working in Trinamool Congress. He's in fact given two options to Mamata Banerjee: either choose your nephew Bhaipo or the senior leaders who are still willing to stand with Mamata Banerjee, even as TMC is finished in West Bengal. Listen into Kalyan Banerjee.
He should understand the party is facing this problem because of him. Only because of him. But he will be going disrespecting everyone, disrespecting me. This is not tolerable. I can't tolerate. I will request the Didi, if you depend upon the Abhishek Banerjee, then you remain with the Abhishek Banerjee, leave me. And if you leave Abhishek Banerjee, I am there.
In fact, viewers, Republic is tracking this story to the T from all angles possible. My colleague Manav has also spoken to Kirti Azad, the TMC MP, in fact, who says that Mamata Banerjee does have a crisis resurrection plan amid the chaos that's unfolding. Listen into what Kirti Azad tells Republic.
लीगल मैटर है और वो बड़े भावुक व्यक्ति हैं। सब ठीक हो जाए, कोई समस्या वाली बात नहीं है, घबराइए मत। वो कभी पार्टी को छोड़ करके नहीं जाएंगे किसी तरीके से भी, क्योंकि एक लड़ाका आदमी है, फाइटर है, और हम सबको इनको अप्रिशिएट करते हैं।
एक खबर ये भी आई थी कि कांग्रेस ने कुछ ऑफर दिया है, क्योंकि कीर्ति आज़ाद हो गए, कल्याण बनर्जी हो गए या शत्रुघ्न सिन्हा जी हो गए, 2-3 बड़े नेता हैं, टीएमसी कार्यकर्ता बहुत उम्मीदों के साथ देख रहे हैं। तस्वीर क्या है, क्योंकि 26 साल 30 साल पुरानी पार्टी मान लीजिए संघर्षों से निकली है, एक रास्ता कार्यकर्ता भी ढूंढना चाहते हैं।
रास्ता तो है, जो अंग्रेजी में कहते हैं गुड रिडन्स ऑफ बैड रबिश, चला गया तो चला गया। जो वक्त के समय, जो खराब वक्त के समय, सही हो खराब हो मैं उसकी बात नहीं करता, लेकिन जब दिन आपके खराब हों उस समय आप छोड़ के जाते हो तो उससे आपका चरित्र पता लगता है। ममता बनर्जी ने मुझे खड़ा किया उस समय, मैंने क्या किया था? मैंने तो भ्रष्टाचार उजागर किया था। और जिस समय बीजेपी में कोई जुड़ता नहीं था, मैं तब बीजेपी में आया था। 6 लोग थे जिनको घुमाया जाता था देश में, क्योंकि हमें लोग देश भर में जानते थे। मतलब मैं उनकी तुलना में तो कुछ भी नहीं हूँ, जैसे अटल जी, अडवाणी जी, डॉक्टर जोशी हैं, उमा भारती, शत्रुघ्न सिन्हा और मैंने पूरा काम किया। और मैंने भ्रष्टाचार का मुद्दा उठाया DDCA का, और मुझे दूध में से मक्खी की तरह निकाल करके फेंक दिया गया। मेरी क्या गलती थी? मोदी जी ने कहा था ना खाऊंगा ना खाने दूंगा, मेरी क्या गलती थी? तो मैं वहाँ से बाहर तक कर दिया गया, तो मैं बाहर हो गया।
तो यानी मर्जर नहीं होने वाला, विलय TMC का कांग्रेस में नहीं होगा?
बिल्कुल विलय नहीं होगा, कुछ नहीं होगा, बड़ा स्पष्ट है। हम लड़ेंगे, अलायंस में लड़ेंगे।
एक आखिरी सवाल सर, मैं ये देख रहा हूँ कि आज प्रकाश चिक ने इस्तीफा दे दिया राज्यसभा से और TMC की सदस्य उन्होंने छोड़ दी है। इकलौते आदिवासी नेता थे राज्यसभा में पश्चिम बंगाल से आने वाले, वो भी वहाँ से चले गए हैं। तो आगे क्या होगा, कौन लोग साथ में रहेंगे, क्या इसको लेके क्या लग रहा है?
उसकी बाइट निशिकांत दुबे के घर के बाहर ली गई थी, आप लोग तो थे ही, तो मैं क्या कहूँ। 12 लोग जो पकड़े गए, जो जिनकी तस्वीरें आई हैं, वो तो भूपेंद्र यादव के यहाँ थे। हैं? और फूल लेकर के, जैसे कोई प्रेम का सौगात लेके जाता है, वैसा लेकर के तो शुभेंदु अधिकारी जो 5 लाख रुपए लेते हुए पकड़े गए थे, वो गए थे शताब्दी रॉय के यहाँ, जहाँ MP बैठे थे। तो ये तो बीजेपी कर रही है, तो स्पष्ट हो गया ना, इसमें कहने की क्या आवश्यकता है? फिर तो क्या है, इस्तीफे दे रहे हैं, डरा रहे हैं, धमका रहे हैं। कुछ लोग को पैसे दे रहे हैं, जो पैसे पे मान जा रहे हैं, बढ़िया है, नहीं तो बाकी को डरा धमका रहे हैं, पुलिस भेज दे रहे हैं। ED CBI का कोई केस नहीं बन रहा तो लोकल पुलिस से डरा रहे हैं। इसमें कौन सी बड़ी बात हो गई? अब मुझे ये तो हुआ, कितनी बार हुआ है, एक बार थोड़ा ना हुआ है। बीजेपी का स्टाइल है, कोई ब्रेकिंग न्यूज थोड़ा ना है ये यार, कि ये तृणमूल में रहा। दिस इज नॉट ब्रेकिंग न्यूज।
शत्रुघ्न सिन्हा साहब कह रहे हैं कि ममता दीदी के साथ खड़े रहेंगे, TMC के साथ खड़े रहेंगे। उन्होंने बाकायदा अपना बयान जारी कर दिया है, और मैं ये मान के चल रहा हूँ कि कल्याण बनर्जी और कीर्ति आजाद भी डटे हुए हैं।
आपके सामने खड़ा हूँ, मेरे पिताजी स्वतंत्रता सेनानी थे, मुखबरी नहीं करते थे अंग्रेज़ों की। जो मुखबरी करते थे, जब मैं उनके साथ मिला तो मेरे पिताजी ने मुझे घर से निकाल दिया था जब मैं बीजेपी में गया था। उन्होंने कहा तुम जा रहे हो, ट्रेटर्स ऑफ द नेशन। तो उससे बात करते हो।
Now, viewers, cutting out of West Bengal and shifting focus to what's been happening in the West Asia war. Now, Donald Trump, the US president, has given out a fresh statement. This is in direct retaliation to the attacks that are taking place in the West Asian region as the war rages on. Now, 104 days of the Iran war, and now Donald Trump says that the US military is out to seize the Karg Island. They will take full control of the Karg Island and the oil assets across the Iranian territory. In fact, he says that this is going to be the same playbook that was used to secure Venezuelan oil. In fact, he lauds what the US has done inside Venezuela. Remember those visuals where they went inside Venezuela in the thick of the night and abducted the Venezuelan president Maduro and got him back to the United States, where he's been kept as a political prisoner. In fact, now the United States says that that move is playing out well for both the US and Venezuela, and the same thing will be done in Iran by tonight. In the near future, he says that the Karg Islands will solely and wholly be in the control of the United States of America. In fact, we're also being joined by Veena Sikri, a former diplomat, to talk to us about this escalation. Now, ma'am, I want to understand from you, this escalation is unlike any other. Trump has given a direct warning. He says that Iran, especially Karg Island, will meet the same fate that Venezuela did with the United States of America. Your first comments on that?
Well, this is exactly what the world had been anticipating, fearing, because the attack on Karg Island is something that President Donald Trump has tweeted about before, and that was a very central part of his planned attack before the ceasefire came into being in early April. And we know that for the last 2 months, the whole ceasefire has been playing out with a 14-point plan given by Iran, and President Trump tweeting so many times that he's very, very close to concluding the peace deal with Iran. But now this tweet today shows that everything else is now, as it were, thrown overboard. And the attack is exactly what President Trump had been tweeting about 2 months ago. And this is a very, very serious escalation, very dangerous escalation. We have no response from Iran yet, but certainly Iran is not expected to keep quiet. So it will lead to a very major escalation in the hostilities in the Gulf. And I think that the implications for world peace, the implications for world energy security, the implications for world shipping, all those are going to be extremely serious. This is really a very, very dangerous turning point in what has been happening in the Gulf. It's the most dangerous point since the original attack on 28th of February.
Right. Ambassador Sikri, I do agree with you when you say that this is in fact a serious threat. This is not weightless at all. But also, you know, the world was anticipating this to have happened. We were thinking that, you know, Iran is going to meet the same fate as Venezuela. That's also true. But these threats have been made one too many times by the US president. So how much weightage does this hold, and how seriously are we supposed to take Donald Trump when it comes to his statements that keep changing every now and then, and now a fresh one has been issued? We've seen these, digital escalations made through statements, and we've also seen that they don't exactly play out on the ground. So how concerning do you think this is right now, Ambassador Sikri?
Well, this is the most direct that he's made because he's talking about tonight.
Yeah.
So he's talking about in the next 5 or 6 hours. I mean, it's early morning in the USA. So he's talking about that within the next 12 hours he's going to do it. Now, within the next 12 hours, is there going to be any move which will prevent the USA from doing this? Because we know that USA and Israel have always had this plan, and this was being their plan to take control of Iranian oil resources completely. In fact, yesterday's tweet from President Trump was that they have already been taking a lot of oil out of Iran. By what means, not very clear, but that's what they've been saying. So I do think that we have to just hope that within the next 12 hours, if there can be a collective move to prevent this from happening, it has to be a very, very important collective move. And, pushing through that peace deal, which has been hanging fire for so long. So I think that this is a very critical moment. It's a critical moment, I think, for everyone. So I do hope that within the next 12 hours, there will be a move which will prevent this from happening.
Right, Ambassador Sikri, thanks very much for joining in and for speaking to us about the details and the weight in the statement that US President Donald Trump has just made that pushes West Asia to a new edge of war. Now, in fact, viewers, shifting focus, we're also tracking what's happening in Manipur, the state that continues to remain on the edge even now. Now, in fact, 6 mortal remains of Naga civilians who were abducted and taken hostage have been found just a few days ago. A full-blown showdown has struck the state ever since. In fact, right outside hospitals, protesters have gathered. They have had multiple episodes of clashes with the security forces. In fact, their bodies, in an unfortunate series of events, were found completely mutilated. They were butchered and they were dismembered. Who is responsible and who's going to get the answers after the chief minister assured that all of these hostages will be brought back safe? 21 were pulled out, but these 6 people, who is answerable? Take a look at this. Manipur is witnessing renewed unrest following a major development in one of the state's most closely watched abduction cases. Security forces have recovered the mortal remains of 6 people believed to be among the Naga civilians abducted from the village of Leilon Wefi on the 18th of May.
Right now, I'm at mortuary of Jennings Jawaharlal Institute of Medical Science in Nepal. So the mortal remains of 6 Naga, which has been abducted since 13 May of 2026. They were recovered after 27 days, and after a mass combing operation was launched by combined forces, and the search operation was carried out for maximum of about 8 hours.
The case began nearly a month ago when 18 Naga people were abducted as retaliation after 3 church leaders were killed in an ambush. In the weeks that followed, 12 of the abducted civilians were released, but 6 remained missing despite sustained efforts from security agencies and repeated appeals from Naga civil societies. However, a joint operation involving the Manipur police, the CRPF and Assam Rifles recovered the mortal remains of the 6 people believed to be among the missing civilians. After which, immediate reactions were triggered all across the state. At Jenims in Imphal, large crowds gathered outside the hospital premises where the tensions escalated as clashes broke out between the protesters and security personnel.
Get the bodies?
I don't know, yeah. It's not my zone. I'm here for law and order.
You're holding a very senior person.
It's not my zone. This is not my
At least we expect something from you. We expect an answer from you.
No, it's not my zone. I'm so sorry, it's not my zone. I'm saying it's not my zone. You ask the concerned zone, no?
Who's the concerned zone right now?
IG zone 3. I'm IG zone 1, I'm for Imphal, I'm for law and order.
He says something, sir. You know, a lot of incidents have been happening over the last 3 months. A lot of people have been killed.
So what measures have taken for not for the
from your side?
Happen here such kinds of incident here in the state of Manipur?
No comment right now. No comment.
Yeah. So any comment?
No comment.
Sir, has it been confirmed whether the 6 bodies were those abducted on May 13, sir?
Please no comment.
Yeah, please.
It's not under my zone. It's not under my zone. It's not under my zone. This is defending this IG zone 3. I'm IG zone 1. I came here to follow and order. That's all.
In Senapati district, the NPF Manipur unit office was also vandalized amid growing anger over the killings. Security concerns also arose in the Kangpokpi and Kamjong districts where cross-firing broke out and the houses were burnt with reports from the ground. However, as investigations into the abduction and the killings continue, authorities remain on high alert amid the rising tensions and incidents of violence being reported from all across Manipur. Viewers, the gravity of what is happening in Manipur cannot just be expressed in words. You have to look at the visuals. They are gruesome. They show brutality, and that's exactly what's ongoing in the northeastern state. In fact, my colleague Linthoi Johnson, we've been closely tracking this story. And one part of this entire story, Linthoi brings to you live from outside Jenims, the hospital where in the mortuary, these 6 dismembered bodies of Naga civilians have been kept. A huge state failure at the bottom of this entire issue. Viewers, before we get you the visuals from Manipur, these are the visuals of Abhishek Banerjee, who's in fact right now being grilled by the CID over the signature forgery case. Now, in fact, as my colleagues from the Republic Bangla newsroom continue tracking every move that's being made by Abhishek Banerjee, he's just now entered the premises of the CID for further questioning. In fact, remember, it's the same CID. We saw a 6-member team. We saw a 5-member team. For the last 1 week, they were trying to reach out to Abhishek Banerjee, Mamata Banerjee's nephew, who was in the national capital. He was not making appearances in front of the Central Investigating Agency. And now finally, Kolkata High Court has dropped a crackdown on Abhishek Banerjee. They've given him a written legal order asking him to be produced in front of the CID. They've given clear instructions to Abhishek Banerjee that this time around he cannot deflect questions, he cannot deflect what the central investigation agencies are trying to get at the bottom of. In fact, Abhishek Banerjee has been asked to be produced in front of the CID, and Kolkata High Court today in a written legal order has asked Abhishek Banerjee to be produced in front of the court. Viewers, that's all that we could write for you in this edition of Live and Breaking. Thanks very much for staying with us. And on the other side, we continue getting you how the setback for Mamata is only growing larger in West Bengal. Multiple MPs resigning. Kalyan Banerjee asking her to make a choice between Bhaipo and the party senior brass. And also Abhishek Banerjee under the lens of the CID. This and a lot more on the other side.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
अनीस, घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
In fact, very often I believe the only way to get justice in India is a media trial. So there's no reason for the media, if it's doing a good job of a media trial, to be on the back foot. In fact, the courts should stop making these overarching remarks about media trial and contemplate about one very basic thing. With the greatest of respect to the courts, when the other institutions fail, when people get let down by the system, when even the judiciary does not seem to be listening or raising a noise about issues, like in the case of Twisha Sharma, who does the public look to for justice, for raising their voice, for bringing something that's utterly false, illegal or wrong to public attention? It is only and only the media. And today, therefore, we are doing a media trial in this specific case, ladies and gentlemen, of Twisha Sharma, the 33-year-old daughter-in-law of an ex-judge, in a case where the ex-judge and the ex-judge's advocate's son appear to be more than involved. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 questions tonight. And if they think it's a media trial, so be it. So be it. Why did the ex-judge in the case of Twisha Sharma, neither she nor her son call a police or an ambulance? What took them 57 minutes to bring the body down? Where are the 3 men who are...
Co-powered by Crystal Crop Protection, देश का किसान, देश का हीरो।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा।
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट।
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ। सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाई जीरा से MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
आर प्योर
सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला।
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Prajapati. He is accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate. He drugged her drink and then he sexually assaulted her. He is still under trial for rape. He has not been released. But when he comes out, this rape accused, garlands are put on him as if he's some kind of a hero, as if he's achieved something great. Is a rapist to be celebrated, ladies and gentlemen? I ask you that question. And more than anyone else, I ask the right wing of this country. Very often I come on television and I say, yes, on several issues, I'm happy to be called a right-winger. But ladies and gentlemen, let me put it clearly. You cannot let a person like this man, this Sushil Prajapati, a leader of the Hindu Yuva Vahini, a local thug, a man accused of rape, you cannot celebrate his act of rape or celebrate the fact that the rapist is out on bail. If that is the message we want to send to our society, and if all the BJP leaders want to be quiet about it, I want to ask them, why are they quiet about this? Why are they quiet? In the silence of the BJP leaders, is there a tacit support to this person? Is there a feeling that anyone who wears or puts a
Welcome back, friends. In this edition of Our Global, we will begin with the escalating US-Iran tensions in the Gulf, fresh American strikes inside Iran, Tehran's threats of retaliation, and of course, the latest being Trump saying that overnight there would be a lot of action inside Iran by the Americans. Next, we will bring you details of another vessel carrying Indian sailors coming under attack off the coast of Oman. MT Jalweer is now the third ship with Indian crew on board to be struck in recent days, raising serious concerns over the safety of commercial shipping in the West Asian theater of war. Next, we will head to Albania, where thousands have taken to the streets of Tirana, the capital, to protest a luxury resort project linked to Jared Kushner, the son-in-law of Donald Trump. Demonstrators say the project lacks transparency and could threaten a protected coastal ecosystem, turning into a major political challenge for the government, not just in Tirana, but also in Washington, D.C. Then finally, we will cover the resignation of UK Defence Secretary John Healey. The surprise exit over defence spending disagreements has exposed divisions within Prime Minister Keir Starmer's government and sparked fresh debate over Britain's military preparedness and security priorities. Let's begin with the headlines. Big statement by Donald Trump, the US president, on Iran war escalation, claims the United States will hit Iran very hard tonight. All right, let's begin the stories. The US-Iran confrontation has entered a dangerous new phase. Fresh American strikes deep inside Iran, explosions reported across multiple Iranian cities, and a new warning from President Trump that the United States will hit Iran very hard tonight. Take a look at these details.
Fresh explosions have rocked multiple locations across Iran.
شهر موشکی جمع زیدن.
Iranian media reported projectile strikes in Qeshm, Hengam, Bandar Abbas, Kangan and Sirik. Reports claim clashes at sea between Iranian and US forces. The developments come after US Central Command confirmed additional strikes across Iran on June 10. Washington says the attacks targeted Iranian surveillance systems, communication networks and air defense sites. The US says the strikes were carried out in self-defense and aimed at protecting American forces and commercial shipping in regional waters.
CENTCOM, Central Command, will be busy tonight because President Trump said we will be hitting Iran hard, and we will be. Because Iran has a chance to make a good deal, a great deal, to codify what they said they've been willing to do, and they haven't been willing to do it. So, as President Trump said, they've been tapping. You can see when someone's trying to tap on a deal. Instead, they're going to have tap bombs dropping on key facilities in Iran from the United States of America. And that's not because we want to restart anything we don't have to restart. It's because the War Department is prepared to set the terms to ensure that we get the kind of deal President Trump expects.
Iran has reacted sharply to the latest attacks. An IRGC commander warned that American audacity would be met with hell across the region. Tehran has also renewed threats over the Strait of Hormuz. Iran claims that the Strait of Hormuz is now completely shut and warned that any vessel attempting to pass through could be targeted. But Washington insists it retains control over maritime traffic through Hormuz and the commercial shipping continues despite Iranian threats.
Fire blockade is ironclad, which it is, and we're able to move commercial shipping in and out of the Strait of Hormuz. Who controls the Strait of Hormuz? And President Trump said it, and he's right. The United States of America controls the Strait of Hormuz. We're able to bring oil in and out and other things with partners, and have done so now for weeks and weeks in ways the Iranians don't want to acknowledge. That's a powerful reality on the ground. Add that to what the United States military, what Central Command did to their Navy, to their Air Force, to their air defenses, to their power projection capabilities, and we know exactly on this ledger who's on the strong end and who is not, who's had decisive effects and who can't defend.
As tensions escalate, concern is growing over the safety of Indian seafarers in the region, now with a third vessel come under attack. A strike has reportedly hit MT Jalveer, where around 20 Indian crew members are believed to be on board.
I was surprised because that ship was earlier sailing for 5-6 months from China, Singapore, Sri Lanka, and last month they take decision. They told my son that we are now going to Oman. So Oman is a little bit safe than Gulf, so I said it's okay. And but from Oman they decided to go towards towards Gulf through Strait of Hormuz. So that was very shocking for us because there are double blockade on both sides from Iran and the US. Then on whose consent that captain or shipping company take this decision to sail this ship towards Strait of Hormuz.
The latest incident follows the attack on June 9. MT Sedbelo came under attack in the Gulf of Oman. 3 Indian seafarers were confirmed dead while 21 others were rescued. And the attack on the June 8, a sanctioned vessel Marivex attacked by US forces, all 24 Indian crew members were rescued. The US military said Sedbelo failed to comply with directions from American forces. Washington also alleged the vessel was transporting Iranian oil. The crisis is already rattling global markets. Brent crude climbed 1.75% to touch $94.75 per barrel. Indian and Asian markets also opened lower amid fears of prolonged instability. The US-Iran confrontation is no longer confined to military targets alone. It is now threatening shipping routes, global energy supplies, and regional stability across the Middle East.
All right, more action from the Gulf, one directly affecting India and Indians. The US Navy struck another vessel with Indian sailors on board, the vessel MT Jalveer, the third to have been hit by the United States, was attacked off the Oman coast of Shiraz port. This follows after previous strikes on MT Marivex and MT Setebello. There were reportedly 20 Indian sailors on Jalveer. In fact, the attack on MT Setebello killed 3 Indian sailors. The Republic has spoken to one of the families of the Indian seafarers who were struck.
In back-to-back attacks, US Navy has once again struck a third vessel with Indian sailors aboard. There were likely 20 sailors on board MT Jalveer. However, there has been no official confirmation yet regarding the number of Indian crew members or their safety. This attack comes after the previous hit on 2 vessels, MT Marivex and MT Setebello. The attack has been reported near Oman's Shiraz port. Maritime security agencies and relevant authorities are closely monitoring the situation. Republic also accessed details about a distress SOS call that was made by MT Jalveer.
Regarding your vessel, so they want to know the current status. Sir, please share the coordinates.
जल्दी आप मैसेज दीजिए, मैं बंदे को भेजता हूँ आगे शिराज पोर्ट कंट्रोल को.
Minwan Bay, diving boat.
14 days, my friend. 14 days. Okay. Shiraz port control. This is a message from Jalveer that all crew are safe. They are in forecastle and they have a huge fire in the engine room. Okay.
Forward Seamen's Union of India's secretary also spoke on the series of attacks.
Why they are not boarding the ship if the vessel is getting any suspicious activity or any or the blocking the blockade this Hormuz Strait or whatever reason, they have the measures to board the ship and take the ship under their own control, and they can easily remove the seafarers. The visuals itself are defining. It was not a warning shot, it was not a threatening shot, it was purely to destroy the vessel along with the seafarers. It is a continuous attack, and that brings a big threat and fear to those 20,000 Indian seafarers who are on board and within the conflict zone.
Meanwhile, 3 Indian seafarers among the 24 aboard the Palau-flagged MT Setebello who were initially reported missing have now been confirmed dead. The tanker was hit off the coast of Oman in a suspected US missile strike. Initially, out of 3, only the bodies of 2 sailors were found, but later Shipping Minister Sarbananda Sonowal confirmed that death of the third one.
We all know that United States is violating every laws of shipping, sailing of commercial vessels, hitting them without any reason. They are not. That ship was not carrying any bar, spotter material, ammunition, or something else. That was so. They should have avoided hitting with the deadly missiles. There are another ways to stop the ships that could be taking control on that ship, arresting the crew members, etc. There are a lot of ways.
India has condemned the incident, stating that 24 Indians came under attack by the US Navy as the vessel tried to cross through Hormuz. The MEA also showed concern regarding the continuing incidents of attacks on shipping in the region, stating that it is deeply worrisome and a direct result of the ongoing conflict. The Indian Embassy in Oman has said that it's closely monitoring the situation concerning MT Jalveer.
From Middle East to Europe, thousands of protesters have taken to the streets of Albania's capital Tirana in a growing movement against a luxury resort project linked to Jared Kushner, the son-in-law of US President Donald Trump. Demonstrators accused the government of a lack of transparency and warned that the multi-billion-dollar development could threaten a protected coastal ecosystem. As protests enter their second week, the controversy is rapidly becoming a wider political challenge for Prime Minister Edi Rama's government.
Thousands of people gathered in Albania's capital Tirana on Wednesday, continuing a wave of protests against a controversial luxury resort project linked to Jared Kushner, the son-in-law of US President Donald Trump. The demonstrations have now entered their second week, with growing crowds voicing concerns over the future of Albania's coastline and protected natural habitats. Protesters accuse the government of pushing ahead with the project without sufficient public consultation. Many argue the development threatens the protected landscape, a key habitat of migratory birds, marine wildlife, and other sensitive ecosystems.
Në atë pa projekti duhet të shfaqet në publik, nuk duhet çfarë projekti do jetë, nuk duam që të ketë si fundin e Palasës ose si gjithë projektet e tjera. Po niset për diçka të gjelbër dhe në fund thjesht betonizohet.
Environmental groups warn that large-scale construction could permanently alter the region's fragile ecosystem. The Albanian government, however, has defended the project, arguing that it could transform the country's tourism sector, create jobs, and attract high-end international investment. But for many demonstrators, however, the protests are about more than a single resort project. They reflect wider concerns over governance, transparency, and the future direction of the country.
From Milan, Europe to the United Kingdom, where a major political setback for British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. UK Defence Secretary John Healey has resigned from the government over disagreements on defence spending, exposing divisions at the heart of the Labour administration. Healey said the government's long-awaited defence investment plan fails to provide the resources needed to meet growing security threats, including Russia's military posture and inability in the Middle East. Take a listen.
Britain's Defence Secretary John Healey has resigned from Prime Minister Keir Starmer's cabinet over disagreements on defence spending. Reportedly, Healey said the government's defence investment plan does not provide the resources needed to meet growing security challenges. The outgoing defence chief had pushed for higher military spending, warning of threats ranging from Russian aggression to instability in the Middle East. He argued that delaying investment could impact Britain's military readiness. His resignation is being seen as a significant political challenge for Starmer, less than 2 years into the office. The move has reignited debate over Britain's defence priorities, with pressure now mounting on the government to clarify its long-term military spending strategy.
In a reported significant diplomatic development at the United Nations, the US has blocked the joint Pakistan-China bid to blacklist the Balochistan Liberation Army and its attack wing, the Majid Brigade, under the UN Security Council's sanctions regime. The move has exposed divisions among major powers over the application of global sanctions. Here's more on this story.
Pakistan and China submitted the proposal to the UN Security Council's 1267 Sanctions Committee in September last year, seeking a global terrorist designation for the BLA and the Majid Brigade. But that hit a roadblock this month after the US, backed by Britain and France, opposed the move. According to sources, the Western powers argued that the proposal did not provide sufficient evidence linking the groups to Al-Qaeda or ISIS, which is a key requirement for the sanctions. Pakistan has ironically accused the BLA of carrying out attacks from bases in Afghanistan and, in its infinite wisdom, urged the international community to take action. A huge diplomatic blow to both China and Pakistan has come in this form, out of which Pakistan has long pushed for supremacy in Balochistan.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has issued a direct message to the people of Lebanon, saying Israel's fight is not against Lebanon but against Hezbollah. In a strongly worded address, Netanyahu accused Hezbollah of holding Lebanon hostage, serving Iran's interests and dragging the region into repeated conflict. He claimed Hezbollah is weaker than ever, and Israel is stronger than ever, and said the path to peace lies in dismantling Hezbollah. And once they are dismantled, the possibilities are endless. He, of course, perhaps had multiple audiences in mind, including Donald Trump, perhaps. Take a listen.
I have a message for you, the people of Lebanon. Israel is not at war with you. We're at war with Hezbollah, that has taken your country hostage, that does Iran's bidding, that uses your territory to launch terrorist attacks against Israel. Do you remember what Lebanon was like before Iran and Hezbollah turned it into a nightmare? Remember the cafes? Remember the culture? Remember the calm? All that's gone because Hezbollah and Iran want to drag us into war over and over and over again. You deserve better. Your children deserve better. You know by now that Israel will do whatever it takes to protect our families, our communities. Hezbollah is weaker than ever. Israel is stronger than ever. We've taken out nearly 10,000 Hezbollah terrorists so far. We're systematically clearing out South Lebanon of these fanatics. No matter where they are, we'll find them. You also know we yearn for peace with you, with Lebanon. A peace where our two peoples can invest together, build together, thrive together.
A trail of destruction swept across America's Midwest today as violent thunderstorms and tornado warnings toured from Chicago to Ohio. Powerful storms ripped through Illinois, Kansas, Missouri, and Iowa, uprooting trees, damaging buildings, and forcing residents to scramble for safety. The National Weather Service has warned of damaging winds, possible tornadoes, and torrential rains that could trigger flash floods as the system pushed eastwards. For thousands, it was a race against time as another round of severe weather loomed. Travel chaos followed at Chicago's O'Hare and Midway airports, where thunderstorms grounded flights and left thousands of passengers stranded amid delays and cancellations. More on the American mainland in this report.
A trail of destruction across America's Midwest, tornado warnings, violent thunderstorms, massive power outages, and travel chaos. From Chicago to Ohio, nature unleashed its fury, ripped through communities, grounding flights, and leaving hundreds and thousands in the dark. Violent storms tore across multiple states, triggering tornado warning and forcing residents to scramble for safety. In Illinois, Kansas, Missouri, and Iowa, emergency warnings echoed through communities as powerful storm pushed eastward. Ferocious winds uprooted trees, damaged buildings, and left a trail of destruction in their wake. The National Weather Service warned of damaging winds, possible tornadoes, and torrential rain capable of triggering flash floods. For residents, it was a race against time as another round of storm loomed over the region. Operations at Chicago's two major airports, O'Hare and Midway, were brought to a standstill as thunderstorms forced flight holds. Thousands of passengers were left stranded as delays and cancellations piled up. In Ohio, damaged trees and debris littered streets as communities assess the extent of the destruction. With severe weather continuing to sweep across the region, authorities remain on high alert.
All right, while a lot happened through the day from Chicago to China and from Albania to Africa, this is all we could pack for you in 22 minutes. Short break coming up on the other side. This is exclusive Thursday edition with Niranjan.
Co-powered by Crystal Crop Protection, देश का किसान, देश का हीरो.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात. वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा. सबका राजा आर्थिक मसाला.
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने.
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ.
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी.
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा से. MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से.
जीरा से
असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
हनी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
In fact, very often I believe the only way to get justice in India is a media trial. So there's no reason for the media, if it's doing a good job of a media trial, to be on the back foot. In fact, the courts should stop making these overarching remarks about media trial and contemplate about one very basic thing. With the greatest of respect to the courts, when the other institutions fail, when people get let down by the system, when even the judiciary does not seem to be listening or raising a noise about issues, like in the case of Twisha Sharma, who does the public look to for justice, for raising their voice, for bringing something that's utterly false, illegal or wrong to public attention? It is only and only the media. And today, therefore, we are doing a media trial in this specific case, ladies and gentlemen, of Twisha Sharma, the 33-year-old daughter-in-law of an ex-judge, in a case where the ex-judge and the ex-judge's advocate's son appear to be more than involved. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 questions tonight. And if they think it's a media trial, so be it. So be it. Why did the ex-judge in the case of Twisha Sharma, neither she nor her son call a police or an ambulance? What took them 57 minutes to bring the body down? Where are the 3 men who are seen in the video dragging Twisha's body, destroying evidence? What was the police doing? Did they question the house staff? Did they question the judge? Mamta's hold on the Trinamool Congress has been completely wiped out now. The Congress party is creating more trouble for Mamta Banerjee. The Congress party has realized that it's a great opportunity for them to take advantage of Mamta's terrible situation, her plight. What the Congress party has done is that they have told Mamta Banerjee that we will give you conditional support. What they've told Mamta Banerjee is that if she joins the Congress party, then everything will be okay and everything will be forgotten. She has also been ditched by everybody. Politics makes for strange bedfellows. Remember, all the people who were on Mamta's side were saying various things, like they were questioning SIR and things like that, only because they were parroting a script given to them by Mamta Banerjee. Many parties lose, but no party evaporates like the Trinamool Congress has done.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े।
चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला। केसरिया से मन हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा से। MTH का जल जीरा, जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Prajapati. He is accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate. He drugged her drink and then he sexually assaulted her. He is still under trial for rape. He has not been released. But when he comes out, this rape accused, garlands are put on him as if he's some kind of a hero, as if he's achieved something great. Is a rapist to be celebrated, ladies and gentlemen? I ask you that question. And more than anyone else, I ask the right wing of this country. Very often I come on television and I say, yes, on several issues, I'm happy to be called a right-winger. But ladies and gentlemen, let me put it clearly. You cannot let a person like this man, this Sushil Prajapati, a leader of the Hindu Yuva Vahini, a local thug, a man accused of rape, you cannot celebrate his act of rape or celebrate the fact that the rapist is out on bail. If that is the message we want to send to our society, and if all the BJP leaders want to be quiet about it, I want to ask them, why are they quiet about this? Why are they quiet? In the silence of the BJP leaders, is there a tacit support to this person? Is there a feeling that anyone who wears or puts a, proclaims that he is from a so
Uddhav's second split is loading. Seven out of 9 Uddhav Sena MPs meet Shinde. Second breakup of Uddhav Sena, debating tonight at 8 p.m.
Presenting by Zoho Business Software, trusted by 15 crore users. Co-presenting by Borger Paints, paint your imagination. Co-powered by IIHM International Institute of Hotel Management.
The many sins of Bhaipo. Bhaipo, your game is over. Bhaipo's sins finish TMC, debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Presented by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Co-presenting by Borger Paints, paint your imagination. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies since 1820. TVS iQube, India's favorite family EV.
Thank you for joining us on This Is Exclusive, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you with 2 exclusive stories this evening. Remember this guy? He was called the Masked Man. And this Masked Man was celebrated by Lutyens media, by a section of the Lutyens media, which was very close to the establishment in Karnataka, very close to the left lobby in Kerala. And they spent a large amount of time, nearly 2 to 3 months, trying to tarnish the image of a holy town in Karnataka called Dharmasthala, one of the most revered temple towns. They tried to launch a campaign. They said that there were mass rapes, murders, and that bodies were hidden below temples. And they went on an excavation drive to tarnish the image of Hindus. Today, we have an explosive report on the show. Here are the headlines. It's a 200 crore hit job. In the Dharmasthala case, the masked man confesses that 200 crore was set aside for the operation. Tarnish Dharmasthala. Explosive details accessed by Republic in the report. This masked man claims that actor Prakash Raj was part of the plan. Has Uddhav Sena dumped Uddhav again in 4 years? A second split loading as 7 of 9 MPs are all set to join the Shinde Sena. Seven of 9 MPs, more than the 2/3 majority in Lok Sabha. They will now be, in all likelihood, joining the Shinde Sena. They meet Shinde in Delhi. It's one of the biggest conspiracies in the last few years against Hindus. And the reason I say that is because a plan was hatched essentially to tarnish Hindus in a temple town called Dharmasthala. To say that murders happen, rapes happen in this temple town and that the people who run the temple are rapists and murderers. But ladies and gentlemen, the man in the middle of this conspiracy, the masked man who was celebrated by global media houses like BBC, Al Jazeera, and the likes, even in India, the left-leaning lobby backed him. He has now claimed that he was paid 50 lakh rupees. He says 50 lakh rupees was paid to him. He was promised 50 lakhs and a part of that money was sent to his wife's account. And he also claims 200 crore was set aside. And he says, actor Prakash Raj, who takes an anti-right position, an anti-right position, an anti-BJP position, an anti-Hindu position on most issues. He says even spoke to him, encouraged him to tarnish the temple town. It's an explosive report, accessed by Republic TV, as Prakash Raj is also named. Let's show you the details. It's a 200 crore hit job from what we gather. The masked man claims he was offered 50 lakh rupees. That was what was promised to him for claiming. Remember, the whole story here was that the masked man told the police that he used to work in Dharmasthala and he was forced to dig graves and hide bodies under temple ruins, under temples where needed. Now, after all these months, we are hearing that it was a hidden conspiracy. It was a hit job on the temple town and that he was paid 50 lakhs was set aside for this job. Now, let's also tell you, he has named this actor called Prakash Raj. Prakash Raj is a very infamous actor who often likes to take positions against the BJP. He mixes politics and then tries to do anything that goes against Hindus or Modi. And he has said, the masked man has said that he spoke to Prakash Raj, he was encouraged by Prakash Raj. So wanted to bring this story to our viewers because the story had huge implications. Let me go across to Sri Lakshmi, who will be joining us live in just a bit as we gather more details of this story. Sri Lakshmi, where has he made this claim and why is this claim been made today? Because a large number of media houses also publicized this story. There were allegations that they were paid perhaps by a political party. Now, interestingly, he claims that a large part of the funding came in from Kerala. And Kerala government back then was the left government. So did the Kerala government pay money for this conspiracy?
Yes. Yes, that was the big question at this point of time. Because Chinnaya's writ petition says that he was being funded to claim false allegation. He filed along with advocate Vivek Subbareddy, he had filed a writ petition in Karnataka High Court today, claiming that he was forced to be part of this conspiracy and there were around 200 crore rupees plan which was scripted to hatch one such kind of conspiracy against Dharmasthala. Many names have been mentioned in the writ petition. One among them is actor Prakash Raj's name. And it is said that Prakash Raj spoke to Chinnaya saying that he would come on a particular date and support him if Chinnaya agrees to follow the instructions of these Mahesh Timurudi and Girish Matennavar. That's what Chinnaya mentions in the writ petition. So now the big question is, was this actor Prakash Raj also part of this conspiracy? Was he knowing all these scripted things before Chinnaya comes into the picture itself? Was the big question at this point of time. And Chinnaya has also raised questions about this Prakash Raj's role in this, whole conspiracy itself. He also mentions the name of Jayant. He also mentions the name of Girish Matennavar, Mahesh Timurudi, and many vloggers like Samir and other vloggers who used to, make so many videos about this Dharmasthala conspiracy. Now, the court has ordered, asked the SIT and the Karnataka government to submit a report, an interim report at least, about the whole investigation. And today the petition came up before the bench of Justice Suraj Govindraj, which has issued notices to the state government and the SIT as well. Despite of informing the SIT about the alleged conspiracy and those involved, no action has been taken against anybody else apart from Chinnaya. Chinnaya's question is, why only Chinnaya being arrested? Why any other people like Mahesh Timurudi and Girish Matennavar was not being arrested, even after so many claims by Chinnaya, his wife, and his first wife also made so many claims. His second wife came in Republic Kannada itself, and exclusively she explained about all these conspiracies, and she was being forced to, be part of this conspiracy. That's what she said on air. And Chinnaya also, at that point of time, gave some information to Republic Kannada, first-hand information, and said that he was forced to be part of this conspiracy. Otherwise, he was being threatened of harmful consequences to him and to his family as well. Now, the big question is, will D.K. Shivkumar government take this investigation seriously and allows the special investigation team to come up with a factual, transparent investigation and the reports? Will SIT submit? The SIT is being led by Senior Officer Pranab Mohanty. Will the SIT submit this interim report soon? Is the big question. Back to studio.
For that, I'm moving on to the next story here on This Is Exclusive. We're getting in more details of another big story developing in Maharashtra. So on to Maharashtra from Karnataka now. Let's go across straight. Uddhav Thackeray lost a large part of his party in 2022 when Eknath Shinde broke his party. Eknath Shinde took control of the Shiva Sena. That was the first split. And we are hearing that a second split is now loading with 7 of 9 MPs of Uddhav's Shiva Sena likely to dump him and join Eknath Shinde. The Shinde Sena is getting stronger. The Uddhav Sena may lose 7 MPs. Now that's a big setback that is on the cards. This is likely to happen. 7 of 9 MPs we here have met Eknath Shinde. It's a real possibility. We spoke to Uddhav Sena's Arvind Sawant. We hear that he is still, as of this minute, with Uddhav. Here's what he told Republic.
I don't know exactly. These are your reports or information. As far as I am concerned, I am the leader in the parliament, on the floor of the parliament, and they are with us. None of them have said that we are going to leave the party. You show me anybody making a statement. Number of times your channels, different channels, maybe not exactly you, are asking them question. They are vehemently saying, no, we are with Uddhav Thackeray. Nobody has said that they are going to leave it. I am not. These are rumors deliberately spread by the ruling party or even the Minde group. I don't know what they want.
Do you think anybody will come and say, because they have secretly met with Eknath Shinde, they have a meeting secretly with Eknath Shinde, so how they will say it in public?
I think you say secretly, but they say openly. They said the day before yesterday, our MP from Shirdi has said it. But we meet the ministers for the work of the people. We have been elected by the people to get their work done. So sometimes we go and meet the people also. But it doesn't mean we leave the party. We are leaving the. He has asked the channel anchor, are you pushing me there or what? That was the question raised by the MP of the Shirdi.
Meeting with people and meeting with Eknath Shinde, they are two different things.
I think he is too is minister. People like me, I never met him after becoming the chief minister, or even the deputy chief minister. So I don't know what is the work people have. But somebody wants to give they go and meet. What is there for the work of the people? They go and meet. Even I too met Devendra Fadnavis. So what? Do I mean to you're going to say that I'm going to join BJP?
Okay, that means that means you nearly admitted that they may meet Eknath Shinde, your MP's name.
See, this is what the difference. This is what the twist you people want to do it. You said secretly. I said openly. Don't do that. Secretly meeting is a definitely obnoxious. I can say one can raise a doubt of it. But for the work of the people going in the Mantralaya or their bungalow, who says no? Uddhavji has never said that for the work of the people he should not go. Many of the people go and meet the ministers. What to do then? If they don't go to the minister and they will not be able to deliver the goods of the people to the people. So what is there? Government is there.
Why this meeting is in headlines? Sir,
we are in central, okay? We are in opposition. Do we not meet the ministers? Do we not meet the ministers? No, we meet Nitin Gadkari ji, we meet so many guys, Giriraj Singh ji, so many ministers are there. Jyotiraj ji, Scindia ji, Mr. Vaishnavi ji. So what to do? Rail work is there. We have to meet Vaishnavi ji. So do you mean to say, Arey, why you have met him? It's not a secret meeting. Openly we go and give a letter to them. Even I met Nirmala ji. So what?
So it's not about another regular meeting. It's about a political meeting.
I don't know. That is your information. As far as I am concerned, I have no information as such. No information at all.
Sir, there are some reports about Operation Tiger. So again and again, these reports are...
Who call themselves tigers are mellowed down. The teeth have been removed. They have become the slaves. And that tiger goes to Delhi and bogs down to the Home Minister of the country. So what? He's a tiger. Can you call him a tiger? The tiger is Uddhavji Thackeray.
But sir, why? But sir, why again and again this news is coming out? That is there any dissatisfaction in your party with leadership?
It is dissatisfaction among them because they are not able to do it. You just think of it. I mean, introspect. I will request you to introspect. How many times this news has been spread during the last 2 years? 24 election is over. This is 2026. 2 years are already over. Is it not? So during last 2 years, how many times this type of news have been published, spread by the so-called Republic channels? They call them Republic, but they are not Republic.
We are presenting facts, sir. We are presenting facts. Sir,
this is not the truth. Let me tell you, this is not the truth. People are with us. They have not said anything to us. No dissatisfaction, nothing. No dispute at all. Only worry is going to be even a resentment. So worry is that not able to do the work because the ruling party is dominating. They are not allocating the funds to their MPs, MLAs. Even MLAs are being harassed. They don't get. Look at the DPDC. Have you ever seen? It will become one day it will become an issue of CVC and CAG also, both at the state level as well as the central level.
Sir, we have a solid information that among 9 MPs, there are 7 MPs and 2 excluding Mumbai MP. Not any Mumbai MPs, but Maharashtra districts MPs. They are regularly in touch of Eknath Shinde and Shrikant Shinde. They have been meeting from last 6 months with them.
I don't have any information about it. Really, I don't have any information about it. And see, the days have changed so much. If one has to go, who is going to stop someone? Can you stop? The moment you want to leave a Republican channel and you want to join something else, you will be protected by the government.
I am not elected. I am not elected MP. I am not elected MP.
The ethics have gone to the dogs now. This is a country where the ruling party is bent upon, you can say, ruining or devastating all the opposition parties in the country. They want to be alone. See, their slogan itself is what? Shata Pratishat Bhajapa. What it means? No opposition. So they may say something. They may go on doing this thing. But doesn't mean that everybody is unloyal to the party. There are loyalists.
Sir,
Loyalists to the Constitution of India, loyalists to the leader of the party, loyalists to the party also.
Sir, my last question. You are going to Delhi and you are on the way. We are going to airport. So you will go and will you meet those MPs?
I will meet what is there. They are my friends. They are my colleagues. And not a new one. Years together
Who they are?
with us.
Who they are?
All nine.
Who
All
the 7 MPs, sir?
No, I don't know. You are quoting it. I am not quoting it. All 9 are intact. I have shown it once in my residence in Delhi. When somebody spread, I brought all 9s together.
Are you confident they will come and join?
I am confident they will not leave the party. They know
Go to Delhi and send
who is fighting for the principles.
Sir, go to Delhi and call all these all those MPs and send a photo to Republic. Are you confident?
Yes. Let me be very clear. This is not a parliament session now. During parliament session, you ask me. I'll bring all 9 together and show you the photograph. Now it is not the time because it is now session is not there. I am going to attend one parliamentary committee meeting. So they too attend their parliamentary committee. All are not coming together during this session. Once this parliament session starts, all of them are in Delhi. We'll meet. What is there?
Okay, meanwhile, we had some sort of a confirmation coming in from Eknath Shinde that trouble is brewing for Uddhav, and the BJP too has responded to this story.
देखिए आपको मैं वो तो ढूंढते ही रहेंगे वो मिलेंगे ही नहीं कभी उनको वो ढूंढते ही फिरेंगे ढूंढते रहो हम आगे का मैं बोलता नहीं और आपको मैं बोलता हूँ कई लोग हैं कि तुम लड़ो हम कपड़ा संभाल लेते हैं ऐसा है तो इसलिए मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि इंडिया अलायंस से लोग कन्नी काट रहे इंडिया अलायंस पूरी तरह टूट चुकी है उनका मॉरल पूरी तरह टूट चुका है वो हार चुके हैं
सत्ता की लालच में श्रीमान उद्धव ठाकरे जी ने अपने स्वर्गीय पिता बाला साहब ठाकरे जी के विचारधारा के साथ समझौता किया उनकी विचारधारा हिंदुत्व की छोड़ दी वो सत्ता का अहंकार था उस अहंकार के कार्यकाल में किस प्रकार से उद्धव जी ने हिंदुओं को पीड़ित प्रताड़ित किया ये पालघर का साधु हत्याकांड देखो या मंदिरों को जबरन ताला लगाने का मामला देखो जो विचारधारा छोड़ेगा जो हिंदुओं को पीड़ित प्रताड़ित करेगा दंड तो मिलना स्वाभाविक है कुछ समय पहले कई सारे लोग छोड़ करके गए अब बचे कुचे भी केवल सही समय का इंतजार कर रहे हैं और यही पश्चिम बंगाल में ममता दीदी के साथ हो रहा है सत्ता का मुकुट कोई जीवन भर पहने नहीं रहता किस प्रकार का राज किया ममता दीदी ने वहां आज उनके लोगों को चुन चुन करके जनता सड़कों पर उतर करके अंडे फेंक करके मार रही है चुल्लू भर पानी में ऐसे नेताओं ने डूब मरना चाहिए जो ठाकरे जी हो या
Okay, the story is going to be moving to Delhi now, and we here at Republic TV will keep a close track. So you look at the numbers. I'll just play the numbers at the bottom of the screen, ladies and gentlemen. It's a nationally evolving situation where you have the Trinamool Congress breaking up. You have the TMC rebels. We'll put the number grid. Can we put the number grid? TMC rebels are breaking up, and you have Shiv Sena rebels as well. And when you put that number of MPs together, likely situation of the BJP's NDA, BJP plus NDA plus TMC rebels plus Shinde Sena rebels, Uddhav Sena rebels, I beg your pardon. The total number will be 320, above that, and that number could rise. So we're looking at a nationally evolving political situation, and we are tracking that very closely here on Republic. Thanks for watching.
অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় টাকা চুরি করলেন মানুষের
মানুষের টাকা চুরি করলেন, ভাইপো এখানে আছে, ভাইপো এখানে লুকিয়ে আছে, ভাইপো অধিকারীদের জবাব দিতে পারছে না। চোর ভাইপো বলে বাংলার মানুষ সই চুরি করেছে, বাংলার মানুষ সই চুরি করেছে, এই বাংলার মানুষের সই চুরি করেছে, টাকা চুরি করেছে, মদ চুরি করেছে, লুকিয়ে আছে। ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে, ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে, ভাইপো পালাচ্ছে, ভাইপো আবার
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Prajapati. He is accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate. He drugged her drink and then he sexually assaulted her. He is still under trial for rape. He has not been released.